Hello, everybody, and welcome to Harrisonville, Missouri. It seems like an eternity since I've talked to all of you, but we are so glad to be back in action. It's Friday Night Lights in the midst of a pandemic, and guess what? Today there is no pandemic. Today it's Friday Night Lights. We're going to have some fun, and for the next 3.5, 4 hours, nothing else but high school football is going to matter, Gary, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we always look forward to August and actually the summer, when most of the camps are going on. But unfortunately this year, very few camps. And, I'm interested to see how the coaching is going to go as far as plays, because they really haven't had a whole lot of time to really develop their systems and all that. So it's going to be an interesting night, I'm sure.
It will, but at the same time, the good news is almost everybody's in the same boat. Not like anybody all summer long was getting to do a lot of workout stuff. Most people were going good, and then a lot of people shut down at one time or another because of in-team outbreaks and things like that. So here we are, Friday night. We don't know how many we're going to have. I'm optimistic we're going to get this whole season in. I'm the optimistic guy. I think that we got to be at a point where, hey, let's figure it out. Let's roll. We got it tonight. We're going to have a limited capacity in the crowd, so we're gonna have a lot of people listening to us online. So Gary, pressure's on you tonight. A lot more people listening to you.
Pressure's not on me. I mean, I take stats and I get a word in edgewise ever so often. Speaking though of getting it in, Coach Mix, as I was just talking to him about getting the starting lineups, there's already a school in the city that have canceled their game because of a positive.
I heard Oak Grove and Lawson canceled as well. I don't know. I mean,
I don't think that was the one that I heard, but that's unfortunately right now that's what we're going to have, and I'm just hopeful that we're going to at least be able to get a game in, and let's start moving from there, because I think with everybody, we know everybody loves Friday night football in Harrisonville. I'm sure in St. Joe Lafayette, and that's another thing. We've been blessed to be able to have and present this production for Harrisonville for years. Not because of me, because you and Jerry. And, and I just became part of it several years ago. Harrisonville's had this opportunity. Teams like St. Joe Lafayette, and I'm sure a lot of other teams that we're going to be playing, whether we're on the road or at home, are going to be listening to us to be able to watch their son, daughter, grandson play and all that. So hopefully we'll be able to provide them a good production, a good opportunity for them to be able to see their kids and enjoy the game.
And I'll try a little bit harder this year not to be such a Harrisonville homer, but a little bit of that's hard to do when you've been doing it for 15 years.
I'll just kick you.
hey, yeah, right. But nevertheless, it's Friday Night Lights. We're so ecstatic that it's just a normal Friday night for us. It's our pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in and set up an account and take advantage of free internet banking. So we're going to have senior night tonight. I know everybody usually that's at the end of the year, but I like that a lot of schools, most schools, are doing senior night the first couple of weeks of the season because of the unknown. So we'll see what happens. We got senior night. We're going to bring that to you here in a couple of minutes. Of course, I got Gary Davidson alongside me. I got Jerry Forstler behind me. I got Larissa Lamb. She'll be on the video when we get started here in just a little bit. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more on the pregame show. It's Friday Night Lights. We'll be back after this.
Competition between teammates makes for a stronger and better team. Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance and Cameron Chenoweth of American Family Insurance were both Wildcats on the field. Now they are competitors off the field. They know that you have many choices for insurance, so they're teaming up to offer free auto, home, and life insurance quotes. Call Lacey at 816-380-2700 or Cam at 816-380-3996 and get started on your new insurance quote today.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. And as always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats. A community always needs a group to help promote the small businesses in its town. Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce does this for Harrisonville. Chamber Golf Tournament, Log Cabin Festival, and monthly meetings. The Chamber events are plentiful and a great way for your business to be seen. Go to harrisonvillechamber.com or watch the weekly Chamber chat for more Chamber happenings.
We all have a checklist when it comes to getting car care. No matter what is on your list, convenience, knowledge, affordability, friendliness, Colby's Car Clinic has you covered. Convenience is being right here in Harrisonville and taking care of all car care problems. From an oil change to tires and everything in between, it's your only stop. Knowledge is covered with having an ASE certified master technician. Affordability means they will work with you to not break your budget. And friendliness greets you each time you walk in the door as they treat you like an old friend. Go see Colby and the gang right behind O'Reilly's in the Big Blue Building.
Stop going online and paying top dollar to make a t-shirt. Call Cindy at C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. She will walk you through the whole process and have you or your organization looking the best. It's no mistake that 4T's Broadcasting is always the best trust crew around. We trust Cindy with all of our apparel on game day. Put a personal C Squared touch on your next order. Whether it's just 1 or 100, C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing can get it done. Check them out on Facebook or go see them on the Clinton Square. No matter the day of the week, there's always something cooking at Forged by Fire. Taco Tuesdays, Wildcat games on Friday nights, or another day in between, Forged by Fire is the stop. Daily specials and a large menu means you will find something for everyone. Burgers, steak, sandwiches, and more sides than anyone. You will leave full and satisfied. Forged by Fire is also Wildcat Central on Friday nights as they broadcast the football games on the big screen. Forged by Fire on South Commercial in Harrisonville.
How nice would it be to get a check from someone and not have to worry about getting to the bank to put it in your account? At Hawthorne Bank, you can do exactly that. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and voila, the check has been deposited into your account. Not to mention, you can always manage your accounts and payments right in the app as well. Hawthorne Bank prides itself on being at the forefront of technology to always make your banking a breeze. Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
Cray's Boutique inside Artisans Corner and Salon 114 on the historic square are proud to spotlight HHS cheerleaders all season long. Not only a cheerleader, senior Cammie Setzer also runs her own boutique inside of Artisans Corner. She has a wide variety of clothes, enjoys ordering new items, and custom creates shirts and koozies.
Go see Cammie at Cray's Boutique and go Wildcats!
Something that good teams always possess is the fact they got each other's back. Schroeder Chiropractor in Harrisonville has your back. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, you will feel right at home. And they have a warm, family-friendly waiting area. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in the Bright Futures and Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Harrisonville, Missouri. We're on the campus of Harrisonville Middle School Memorial Stadium. It is late August in Missouri. That means Friday Night Lights is underway, and we've got the Wildcats of Harrisonville and the St. Joe Lafayette Irish getting ready to come your way in Game 1. Interesting how we got to this game, Game 1. Originally, Lafayette was supposed to play Carnahan School out of St. Louis. Harrisonville was supposed to play Perennial Power Trinity Catholic out of St. Louis. Well, I don't know that St. Louis is playing any football this year right now. I think they may play in the spring, or they don't want to travel across the state. So both of these teams were left without an opponent. So it was funny. I was talking to Dion Clisso of Preps KC, and he goes, you got one of two choices. He said, it's either going to be St. Joe Lafayette or Liberty North. I think that choice was made really easily for Harrisonville. So I did say, and this, I'll probably catch some grief for this. I did say, well, the head coach at Liberty North is Greg Jones, whose last appearance against Harrisonville happened to be in the 2016 state championship game when we beat them 21-14. And I said, they've kind of had his number over the years. But nevertheless, I think we'll take the Class 4 opponent as opposed to the Class 6 opponent.
Well, we the first couple of games of the season, we used to play up, even sometimes 2 classes. And, I think that does make you better, but it also, if you're not prepared, and again, what you said was right, you've got it, everybody's in the same boat as far as preparation. But still, I don't know that I would want to start out this year with that.
No, and the funny thing is, it isn't uncommon for, I get a lot of people always ask, why is Harrisonville playing Trinity Catholic? Why is so-and-so playing this person and that person, but you guys are playing all these schools that are 200, 300 miles away? And I'm just one of those people that the way I look at it, I say, a lot of people don't want to play Harrisonville. The bigger schools in Kansas City area, they understand what Harrisonville is. They don't want to play a Class 4 team, get beat, and then they look like, well, why'd you take that game? And the same thing for the smaller schools. So that's one of the reasons you see Kearney and you see Harrisonville and Webb City and Maryville and all these teams playing each other every year because nobody else wants to play them. And I applaud St. Joe Lafayette for stepping up. Their coach and staff even put on Twitter a couple times this week, this is a great opportunity for our program to grow, playing a great program like Harrisonville. So it's been pretty cool to see. And we're getting our pictures taken here by Gary's lovely wife. Definitely Gary's better half, I will tell you that much. And I get sidetracked, so it's hard for me to talk and do.
So what were you saying before you were complimenting me? Okay.
But they were talking about it's great for their program. They're trying to build a program up there at St. Joe Lafayette, so it's great for them to come down here and play a program like this to get that experience to build their program where they want it to be. And that's what Friday Night Lights is all about. It's not about the games in August. You don't win trophies in September, you win them in November.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's the reason I like to always, when back in the day when we were playing Jeff City, the first game of the season, I really enjoyed that because it was real competitive. And it made each team better, and we usually saw each other later on in the season.
Absolutely, and I'm just ecstatic. It's Friday Night Lights. We've got coin toss coming up. We got the senior night coming up here within the next minute or two. They haven't lined up, so we'll probably keep it with you until senior night starts. Let's kind of talk about some keys to the game. Feed number 25. Key number 1 for me tonight. Feed 25.
What's key number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5?
You want to feed him. However, if you get complacent in trying to stop him, River Riley can beat you with his arm, and he's got a very good wide receiver back for his 3rd year on the varsity, and that's Kennedy Atkinson. So Harrisonville's got weapons, but key number 1 tonight is going to be feed 25. He had 2,000 yards, and if you can imagine having 2,000 yards as a sophomore in high school running the football, that's what Jace did last year. And the kid still has a chip on his shoulder. You know why? He didn't get all state. Are you kidding me? He led the state in rushing yards in Class 4, and they didn't give him all state. Because why? He's a sophomore? Whatever. Guess what? He's just got that much more to prove this year. He's a great kid. He's a hard worker. He's going to do everything asked of him. But the other guy's got to step up around him. And it's going to be key number 2 to me is the front. The front guys. You got Trevor Campbell back and you have Ethan Murray back, but a lot of those other guys are new on the line. Brian Garlock got some time a little bit last year, but it's going to start with those 5 up front for key number 2.
Well, going back to key number 1, though, if I'm St. Joe Lafayette, if I'm any team that comes in or plays Harrisonville, I'm going to have at least 1, probably 2 key on 25. The thing about it is you don't stop him with the first hit. I mean, that kid takes a pounding and keeps on ticking. I mean, because he never goes down on the first hit. So you're going to have to stop him. And if I'm a team, I'm going to make somebody else beat you from the Lafayette, and tonight the Lafayette standpoint. But, yeah, that front line is going to have to make the holes. They're going to have to be the ones, the hogs that do the work to make it available for 25 to be able to get his yards. And I think we talked to him, after the season last year, I think he gives a lot of credit to that offensive line. I mean, he's very humble when he talks about, what he accomplished, but it was what they accomplished, the whole team.
And speaking on the front line, do give them a little credit from last year. Brody Rogers was an all-state offensive lineman, so they did give Harrisonville a little bit of praise with the offensive lineman getting all-state. Key number 3 tonight for me, and it's going to be key number 3 every single week this year, have fun. We have zero idea what next week brings, or tomorrow for that matter, with regulations and everything else relating to COVID. Have fun. This could be your only game this year. You don't know how many games you're going to play. Go out there and leave it all out on the field every week.
Yeah, and, those seniors, they've got to have fun every time they get the opportunity to be on the field because, I know what it was like to be a parent of a senior, and I know what, I know living through our son how important it was for him. So unfortunately, we're going to have the situation where you don't know what's next week's going to bring. So
well, and speaking of seniors, good parlay into they're getting ready to start senior night. They're going to introduce all of them. They're having a quick commercial on the Jumbotron over there. So we will kind of leave our mics up so you can hopefully hear that. We may crank them all the way up, and then we're going to step back so that you can see the seniors getting introduced on senior night here. So we will take a timeout, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes after senior night for more on your pregame show brought to you by our good friends at Sherwood Community Bank.
Serving Cass County since 1946, Cass Regional Medical Center is a healthcare facility serving residents of Cass County and surrounding areas. We believe in providing accessible and quality care to all the communities we serve. Located at 2800 Rockhaven Road, choose Cass Regional Medical Center for your medical needs.
Every day has unpredictable moments. Sometimes technology can help, and sometimes a real person is what we need. At Commerce Bank, we have the technology and the people to help get you through every financial challenge that life throws at you.
Kevin Jennings Plumbing Service offers professional service with licensed and insured plumbers. We have over 30 years of experience. Need a new water heater or your drains clean? We've got you covered with so much more. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. Located in Harrisonville, Missouri. Call us at 816-380-6316. 380-6316.
Hometown Flooring has been serving the Harrisonville community since 2017. Our local experts work with families to provide custom flooring and design.
Test with a mic. Test with a mic. Test.
Gentlemen, to Harrisonville Memorial Stadium. And at this time, we're going to celebrate the senior class of 2021. the senior members of the Harrisonville High School Silver Sensations dance team. Senior, Jaden Boyer. Lacey Dunsworth. Lene Eggers. Emily Gray. Riley Matthew. And Isabel McHugh. One big round of applause for the senior Silver Sensations. Up next, the Harrisonville High School Cheer Squad. Seniors, Josie Anderson, Kaylee Caldwell, Beth Ellsworth, Zia Johnson, Mallory Powers, Carolyn Schrock, Cammie Setzer, Emily Sullivan, Riley Wild, and Gracie Yates. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for the cheer squad from Harrisonville High School. Up next, the football team. Seniors, Kennedy Atkinson, Casey Bradshaw, Tyler Brown, Trevor Campbell, Colin Carruthers, Sean Carruthers, Shane Coffey,
So he's back from his injury.
Joseph Esco, Brian Garlock, Kyle Menchie, Isaiah Moore, Ethan Murray, River Riley, Braden Talley, James Tiemann, Jacob Ward. Football managers, Mallory Murray and Haley Ricker. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the Harrisonville High School football team. And let's hear it one more time for all the seniors of the class of 2021 for dance, cheer, and football. And at this time, we'd also like to recognize the senior class of 2021 for St. Joe Lafayette football. Jude Barbosa, Dorian Burns,
Good. I didn't know they were gonna do
Kevin
it for that.
Cruz, Jose Garcia, Riley Ham, Anthony Hawkins, Miles Henderson, Fabian Hudson, Derek May, Antoine McDonald, Xavier Nichols, Mackay Reed, and Julian Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for the senior class of 2021 from St. Joe Lafayette. And here's hoping, friends, that we get to do a real senior night a little bit later in the season.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Harrisonville, Missouri, to the campus of Harrisonville Middle School Memorial Stadium. Did not know if we would get here, but here we are, Gary. It's Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, and I said it, and probably everybody heard me, but I thought it was great that we introduced their seniors as well. Again, we were talking about before this started. You never know if it's going to be the last game that they may have. So I think it was great that we recognize their seniors, because there very well may be some parents, some grandparents, friends, and relatives that want to see that and be able to see their friend or their player from the St. Joe area. So.
Absolutely. Want to give a shout out to our official outfitter, C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing out of Clinton. And Gary, very happy with the choice of clothes we picked out this year. We got the.
Shall I say why?
No. Anyway, we've got new black tops. We've got some white tops this year. We also got some new jackets. So all made by Adidas.
I really thought that was going to be a lead-in. But anyway, one thing I do want to mention before we get wrapped up in all of football, I do want to recognize Harrisonville, the city of Harrisonville. And we sent a crew of electric workers down to the flooding and the hurricane down south. And we've got a crew that's in Alexandria, Virginia. Got some pictures from today from them working in the destruction area. It's a lot like Katrina was in that area as Alexandria, and Lake Charles area was devastated. So I would ask that everybody listening, as well as the city of Harrisonville, to continue to support the city and what we do, and them going out and putting themselves in harm's way, because they were there during the actual hurricane, or getting there as it happened, so that way they could get boots on the ground as soon as it let up. So,
and it was real weird. It was hard for me to find any coverage about the hurricanes. I'm not real sure why that was, but we had several people down there. Brad Neal and Christy Neal, they live in Galveston Island, so they were in the path of it. And then, of course, our friends Julie and Bridget Morse, they live in Port Neches, which is right on the Louisiana-Texas border. And they were worried because, there's a lake right there that butts up to Port Neches, but since it went to the east of them a little bit, their storm surge was not bad, and Port Neches was pretty safe. So, everybody kind of forgot about what was going on down there, and there was a lot of people in harm's way, so definitely awesome that we sent some people down there. I was going to give you a hard time because you were like, I want to recognize the city of Harrisonville, and I was like, oh, here comes the Board of Aldermen out of him.
We weren't going politics at all. I just wanted to make sure that they got recognized, and also for them to be kept in our thoughts and prayers during this time, because obviously they're doing dangerous work while they're there. So.
Well, we are getting ready, I believe, to probably have the national anthem coming up here in just a couple of moments. So we're going to send it back and thank some of our great sponsors here on our pregame show, brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in, set up an account, take advantage of free internet banking. That is Sherwood Community Bank. We'll take a break. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup coin toss. After this, you're watching 4T's Broadcasting.
Something that good teams always possess is the fact they got each other's back. Schroeder Chiropractor in Harrisonville has your back. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, you will feel right at home. And they have a warm, family-friendly waiting area. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in the bright futures and Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
Sherwood Community Bank is the hometown bank with all the big bank perks. Internet banking, auto, home, boat, and farm loans. You can get it all at one of their 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville. Checking or savings account all you need? Don't worry. Sherwood Community Bank has you covered there as well. Stop going to the banks where you're just an account number. Go to Sherwood Community Bank, where you're part of the family.
And tell them Braxton sent ya.
No matter the time of day, we could all use a Route 44 from Sonic. Good news, if you order in the Sonic app, you get happy hour all day. That means drinks are half price anytime on the Sonic app. Don't worry, it's still traditional happy hour from 2 to 4 every day at the Sonic of Harrisonville. So if you need to refuel with a drink, or maybe you need a snack, come see the gang at Sonic and fuel up.
Sherwood Community Bank is the hometown bank with all the big bank perks. Internet banking, auto, home, boat, and farm loans. You can get it all at one of their 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville. Checking or savings account all you need? Don't worry. Sherwood Community Bank has you covered there as well. Stop going to the banks where you're just an account number. Go to Sherwood Community Bank where you're part of the family.
And tell them Braxton sent ya.
A strong lineup is always important no matter the sport. The same should go for your insurance company as well. At Stafford & Stafford Insurance, your auto, commercial, life, health, farm, and crop insurance is all under one roof. With a lineup like that, they are sure to have your team covered. Call the team that will line up with the best of them. Stafford & Stafford Insurance in Harrisonville, located on Commercial Street across from Holland's Auto Sale.
Suzy Q's, where the portion size is so big you're sure to leave full. Go get the signature Suzy Q's. You know, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket. While you're at it, add a tenderloin that needs 5 buns to cover it up. Don't forget to add a shake to make the experience complete. So next time you think, man, I wish we had an old drive-in, there's one 5 minutes away. Just take I-49 to Peculiar, and you'll be right there.
Welcome back. We weren't quite going to have the national anthem yet. We thought we were. They're doing the band performance out there, and we're going to try. I know we'd like to get band on there as well. The problem we run into with that is that during the band performances, if we play that music nonstop and they watch it, it can ding us for copyright infringement of music. So if we can figure out a way to get around that, we're going to try to bring you band performances throughout the year because, like I said earlier today, I think we'll be going all year long. Anyway, we hope we're going to go all year long.
Well, and obviously you're going to have to. You're going to have to. We're going to have to adapt to really how games are going to go, how pregame is going to go, because we have no idea. Again, we thought we was going to go to the national anthem. They obviously didn't. I think I had read where they were going to do the performance. I don't think they're going to perform at halftime. I think that's why they're doing it now. So just going to have to bear with us a little bit as we kind of adapt to things of change this year.
Absolutely. Well, while we adapt to change, let's talk about tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Harrisonville's best lineup for insurance, Stafford & Stafford Insurance in Harrisonville. You know, it all starts on the offensive side for the Wildcats, and you know where it starts. It starts in the backfield, number 25, Jace Reynolds starting at running back. And then you can't talk about Jace without the front guys. 57, Trevor Campbell. 55, Logan Mann. Brian Garlock, number 65. Ethan Murray, number 70, up on that front line. Tight end will be Kyle Minching. And then in the backfield alongside Jace, who gets some hard yards for him as well, and that's Josh Pesic, along with wide receiver Kennedy Atkinson. Norris Vance will see some time back in the backfield / wide receiver as well.
As well as Ward. I think they're going to switch in. I'm probably running plays in if I'm not understanding. So probably Ward and Vance will probably be in and out. But I'll tell you, we talked about the offensive line. We've got to give a lot of credit to Pesic as well, because he a lot of times makes what hole's not there, makes the hole for Reynolds to be able to run through if there's not something there, because he provides a lot of strength from his position as well.
And that is your starting lineup, brought to you by Harrisonville's best lineup for insurance, Stafford & Stafford Insurance. So we're getting ready. I don't know, they're still talking here. Kevin's coming on to the broadcast, or out here to talk, so we'll see what he's going to do as we are getting ready to rock and roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise?
So we're going to do the national anthem, so we will take a timeout. Again, bear with us as we sort it all out here on the first game. We'll be back right after this.
When you plan a party, the last thing you want to do is worry about cooking and cleaning up that mess. Call the experts at Time for Seasoning Catering. Stephanie will help you plan and execute a brilliant menu for your celebration. Take the worry out of your event and let Stephanie wow your guests with a great menu that they'll be talking about for weeks. Whether a small get-together of friends or a big wedding, Stephanie will take care of you. Visit them online at timeforseasoning.com. That's THYME for seasoning.com to get her booked today.
There are a ton of choices for home appliances, but only one you need to know. That's Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center in Harrisonville. Today, it's more important than ever to support small business. Troby's prides themselves on American-made appliances, competitive prices, and unmatched service, from installation to service calls if any issue may arrive. Troby's is your hometown appliance center.
Next time you're in the market for a home appliance, think Troby's first on Plaza Drive right behind Hawthorne Bank.
The Second Amendment is alive and well in Harrisonville. Just walk into Cass County Guns and Ammo and you will see why. With a wide selection to choose from, they will get you set up. Home protection, hunting, or recreational, it doesn't matter. Cass County Guns and Ammo has you covered. Don't forget to bring the husband, and they can take care of him as well. Located in the strip mall by 291.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We just had the national anthem. We're getting closer to Friday Night Lights. We've been talking about it, I feel like, for 45, 50 minutes. We're ready to get the game kicked off and actually get to those Friday Night Lights. We are in the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in today, set up an account, and take advantage of free internet banking. And, you know, crazy, we talked about it. We're in normalcy tonight. You know, this is something that we look forward to every fall. But it's crazy to look down on your sidelines and see the oddness of tonight. You have several tables laid out. There's not a bunch of group of kids that can go to a water and grab a drink. They all their own water jugs and bottles down there. You're spread out on the sideline. You know, you look across the stadium, something that a lot of people in Harrisonville probably are like, what's going on over there? They have 8 sets of bleachers over there. They've never had that before, as everybody's always been on this side. So a lot of differences, but at the same time, at the end of the night, guess what? It's Friday Night Football, and I don't care if they have everybody lined one by one all the way around the track to watch. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, but, you know, you look at this. We were talking this before we came on the air. You know, we're restricted to – each team's restricted to 50 players. Well, you know what it's like in Harrisonville when you had 100 kids, now we're probably around 80 or so. Those 30 young men that aren't going to be able to be on the field with their varsity teammates, things like that that's really affecting, and it's going to affect all teams. Don't get me wrong, it's not just Harrisonville. But I really hate to see that, because that's where really things start. That's where the fire starts burning as a youth, as a freshman and as a sophomore, and then moving up to junior and a senior.
But let me flip-flop that for you. Let me be the devil's advocate. Those kids that don't get to dress out on Friday nights right now, that may make that fire burn a little bit hotter because they want to be one of those kids on a Friday night. So, you know, you can look at it both ways.
If I had my choice, I would rather have them be out there and probably the rest of the young men would rather have the rest of the teammates out there as well. So it's just a new normal. We're going to have to get used to, at least for a while. Hopefully later on in the season and next year things will be different.
Well, I want to give a shout out to everybody. I know there's probably a ton of people watching at Forged by Fire tonight. So shout out to Forged by Fire. I was reminded by that. I got a text message from Brandon, who owns Forged by Fire, being ornery about something. That reminded me, we've got probably a big crew there, hopefully tonight, watching the game. We know we've probably got kids around the area that are watching the game together because they can't be here. There's no student sections. So everybody watching at home, for all the St. Joe Lafayette fans who are watching from St. Joe, we'll do our best to bring you a great broadcast so that you can see all of your favorite Irish players on that side. We're getting ready for the coin toss here in just a few minutes. Coin toss going to be brought to you by Hawthorne Bank. Put some extra coin in your pocket with Hawthorne and start a savings account today. We will get that in a few minutes. Also want to run down the skill position players for St. Joe Lafayette. Their quarterback's going to be Jaron Saunders. They're going to have Miles Henderson and Hayden McCrary in the backfield. Carlos Cortez, Makai Reed, Derek May, and Kingston Oliver, your receivers that they have, and we will bring you all of the action tonight.
Another thing that's just odd, I mean, we're going to have oddities like this, but we're sitting up here, we're watching. The band's always here. They always play, you know, the fight song whenever we score a touchdown. They're walking off, and they've got to go home. You know, and to be quite honest with you, I figured that we would see more, and we may, as the night goes on, see more parents, friends, relatives, students and stuff outside the fence. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna I guess control that, but anyway.
Well, and hey, you know what? If you're 6 feet apart, you should be okay.
You should be.
So there's a lot of fence that goes around a 100-yard football field. So, I mean, and this is trial and error. It's trial and error for everybody. So, we're going to learn some things tonight that we may not have thought about, and maybe next time we're at home, maybe the numbers are down a little bit more, and we can have some more people in here. Or maybe they realize, okay, this seats 3,800. We can probably have a couple more than 250. So, nevertheless, we're going to bring you all the action every week, whether there's 2,000, 3,000 people here, or if there's 25 people here. So we're going to bring you the action, and we're going to paint the best picture possible. Here's what's crazy. No kids going out for the coin toss. It's just the two coaches. And that, again, is something different that we're just in this time we're in right now. And I'm going to be, 10, 15 years from now, it's going to be fun to go back and be like, remember 2020? And we broadcast all these games and there was nobody in the stadiums and that's what it'll be good to talk about in 10 or 15 years.
I've seen a meme that people have mentioned, and whoever came up with it, I don't know how many years ago, Mad Dog 2020, I'm telling you, they were right on, because it has been chaos from just seems like the very first part of the year.
Oh, I mean, what was on your bingo card for August? I mean, we had 2 hurricanes at the same time in the Gulf of Mexico. We have 9,473 wildfires burning from Colorado all the way out to California,
which canceled our trip to California or Colorado.
We have an election coming up in November. We have murder hornets back a couple of months ago. I think everybody forgot about the murder hornets. They had giant killer squid up in the Northeast. I mean, you name it, we've had it this year, and it's been crazy. But guess what? None of that matters tonight, Gary, because it is Friday Night Lights, and we are ready for high school football, and I'm ready as well.
And I think Lafayette won and deferred by looking at who's down here right now. Not sure of that. We'll see in just a minute. But whoever won the toss deferred, so the other team's going to receive. So
that was the coin toss brought to you by Hawthorne Bank. Take your extra coin into Hawthorne and start a savings account today. We're ready for kickoff. Thanks again for joining us for that pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop and set up an account and take advantage of free internet banking. So we are ready for tonight's kickoff.
The first one was 1971. Harrisonville winning that 59-0. 1972.
Going over.
And the last time
we're going over the teams.
The quarterback for Harrisonville is now Rockhurst Hawkwood's head coach,
Kelly Donahoe.
Yeah, and a lot of people forget that. Kelly went to Rockhurst. So, hey, maybe we should schedule that game. Maybe next year, a couple of years. Hey, I would take that game next year because we may have a Reynolds backfield, and I would love to watch that.
Well, Norris and Reynolds are back deep to receive the kick.
So here we go. We're ready for Friday Night Football. Kicking from the north to the south will be St. Joe Lafayette.
Carter
Hewitt set to kick it deep, and back for the Cats. It'll be Reynolds and Vance. And I got a sneaking feeling this is probably going to go to Norris Vance.
Well, it's either that or it's going to be a short kick to about the 30-yard line. High short kick.
That could be too. So we will see what happens. Left to right, they go with the kick. North to south. It'll be a end-over-end kick, and Reynolds going to take it at the 20. He's going to go right up the middle of the 30, 35, and drug down at about the 38, and that's where the Cats will start 2020 high school football at their own 38, 39-yard line as we are underway here. So the Cats will be led out by a senior signal caller, quarterback River O'Reilly, set to do the calling for the Cats. You're going to have Pesic. You have Pesic in the backfield along with Vance and Reynolds back there as well. Up on the line of scrimmage will be Atkinson on the right side. Here we go on the first snap of the season, and it'll be Reynolds. He gets to the outside, cuts back, and he's going to have about 8 right away. And Jace Reynolds starts where he left off last year, an 8-yard gain, and the Cats are close to midfield here.
Number 5 on the stop was Derek May. Lead tackler for the Irish.
May on the stop. 11:30 to go here in the first quarter.
One of the ball, the 47-yard line. Action closer to the far side hash. Just underway here, first quarter action.
Cats come up to the line of scrimmage.
Riley.
Pistol formation. And they're going to go in motion, and they're going to go to Reynolds. He gets past the 50, cuts back at the 45 to the 40, and out of bounds. Another good chunk of yardage. It's like about a 13-yard gain. Where are they going to mark it? It looks like it's about 15, actually. So that'll be a first down, and that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. First and 10 down to the 39-yard line. So 11:09 to go here in the first quarter, and the Cats are in business down to the 39 of Lafayette. A shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield in front of Riley and then Reynolds. And now Riley going to take it himself. He gets a block and going to get to the outside, but get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a second down and about 9. They give him about a half yard. They're going to go right back to the line of scrimmage. So with 10:52 to go here in the first quarter, Cats have it. Second down and 10 now. And
number
we'll
13
see.
was on the stop. We did not have number 13 on the Fighting Irish roster. For that, we do apologize. No 13.
So here we go. It'll be Cats ball. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receiver set to the left side. Reynolds next to Riley in the backfield. In front of them is Pesic. And they're going to hand it off for Reynolds. He cuts through the 35 down to about the 33, and it's going to bring up a third and about 4 for the Wildcats. 6, almost 7. We'll see where they mark it. And they're going to mark it just inside of the 34. So the Cats taking their time in the huddle. It's, I'm used to like kind of chop, 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 Gary, but they're definitely taking their time getting up to the line of scrimmage here in the early going. And now they reset. I'm not sure what happened right there.
They had an official timeout for some reason, and you heard the stadium announcer talk that we didn't have number 13. When I was talking to the head coach for St. Lafayette, their uniforms were supposed to come in. I'm sure COVID probably had something to do with it. They didn't come in. They're not going to come in until next weekend, so we get back to the game.
So back to the shotgun, and he's going to throw it out in the flat for Vance. And Vance is going to spin out of a tackle, be just short of a first down. It's going to bring up 4th and about a half yard. You're in no man's lane. You're at the 30. You're not going to kick a 48-yard field goal. You got 4th and short. You got one of the best running backs in the state of Missouri. I think we know what we're going to do here, Gary.
Quarterback sneak?
That's what I would do. Let's see what Coach Meeks is going to do here. And it looks like Reynolds is going to take the snap.
Direct snap.
And they're going to give it to him, and he's going to get the first down inside the 30 down to the 27. So direct snap, 4-yard run for Reynolds. And it brings up a first down. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. So first and 10, ball down to the 27-yard line of the Irish. So good opening drive for the Cats. Able to just matriculate the ball down the field, as Hank Stram used to say.
No mistakes so far, no penalties so far, and that's what you want to see the first. Go ahead and hit me, but that's what you want to see out of the first opening drive.
So here we go on the misdirection, and right up the middle they go, and that is going to be a first down, about a 15-yard gain. They're going to mark it at about 12, and that was Jake Ward, the sophomore.
Lead tackle number 6, Riley Ham.
And that'll be a first down for Ward on the counter, and another Maytag Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. You know, if they have a bunch of first downs this year, we may have our sponsors fighting over who gets to be the first down sponsor in the future. They've had several here on this first drive. It is 1st and 10 down to the 15. Cats in the red zone. I need a red zone sponsor. You know, like they have Mizzou has the Case IH red zone. We need a red zone sponsor. 1st and 10, ball to 15. Shotgun formation, Riley has Reynolds with him in the backfield, and they're going to hand off for Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to get about 4, maybe 5, fall down to the 10, and a 5-yard gain. And this is the thing that Jace does. He wears a defense down, Gary, because of the way he runs so hard, and that'll be interesting to watch as the season goes on and the game goes on, wearing down that front 4 of Lafayette.
Yeah, as we talked in the pregame, he doesn't go down on the first hit either. It's usually the second or third hit that he goes down on. So St. Joe Lafayette's got their work cut out for him as far as Jace Reynolds goes tonight.
So ball going to be snapped from about the 10-yard line, and now it'll be Riley keeping it himself, and it looks like that'll come back, maybe a hold on that far side. It would have been a first down.
Trevor Riley, the ball carrier, takes it inside the 5, penalty flag thrown.
So that'll be a hold. So instead of second down in about 5, it's going to bring up second about 15. You know, Gary, this is all on Gary here, as Gary was the one who brought up no mistakes or penalties. And this is something that hampered the Cats last year, Gary. It wasn't the penalties or the mistakes. It was those mistakes at the wrong time. So they were in the red zone. That's going to push them back to the 19, still in the red zone, but ready to roll here on second down.
Goes back to the 19-yard line. Still remains on the far side for the action. Riley once again takes his squad to the line. Second down and 14.
It'll be Riley with Reynolds in the backfield in the shotgun. You have Norris, Vance, and Pesic in the backfield in front of them. They're going to look to pass, and they're going to throw it in the flats, and that'll be to Norris Vance, and he's got it all the way down to the 2-yard line. So Vance with the first down, and the Cats' first pass is an 19-yard game, 20-yard game.
No, second pass.
Second pass.
Goes to Vance.
So second pass, that's a 1st and goal, and that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. So 1st and goal from the 2. 6:55, almost 6-minute drive, 5+ minutes so far for the Cats here on another direct snap coming to this time Pesic, and he bulldozes his way in for 6, and the Cats are on the board with a little over 5 minutes gone by here in quarter number 1. Touchdown brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to give you that just right touch on your car when it needs fixed. Wait for the kick coming up. See if the Cats can be on target with this extra point. Brought to you by Cass County Guns and Ammo. And they're going to run the ball. They're going to pitch it back, and this will be Reynolds. He's going to try to get to the outside and does. And it's 2 points, and it's 8-0 Cats, 6:42 to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this.
When you plan a party, the last thing you want to do is worry about cooking and cleaning up that mess. Call the experts at Time for Seasoning Catering. Stephanie will help you plan and execute a brilliant menu for your celebration. Take the worry out of your event and let Stephanie wow your guests with a great menu that they'll be talking about for weeks. Whether a small get-together of friends or a big wedding, Stephanie will take care of you. Visit them online at timeforseasoning.com. That's THYME for seasoning.com to get her booked today.
All right, welcome back. Cats on the board. 8-0 they lead after a good 5+ minute drive. Gary, tell us about the drive.
11 plays. You had, 4 first downs, 61 yards on the entire drive. Took 5 minutes and 15 seconds with a a touchdown by Pesic, 2-yard touchdown with a Reynolds, a 2-point conversion, making it 8-0 with 6:42 left in the first.
So here we are. We're going to wait for a kickoff here coming up for the Wildcats. And we will have that in just a couple of moments. Kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb. Go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires today. Cat's going to set the ball down. Tiemann going to kick it off for the Cats from his own 40. From the south to the north they go, or from the right to left they go here in
South
this
to
first
north.
quarter. Well, if you're on a screen, it's right to left.
They can tell it's south to north.
Here we go, waiting for this kickoff.
Here's the kick.
And they're going to go onside. The high bounce. Cats are going to dive for it. Who's going to come up with it? Looks like Lafayette is going to come up with it. So the Cats pulling out the bag of tricks early here. And I'll tell you what, went right over Fabian Hudson right there, off his hand, and Coach is going to probably talk to him about that when they get in the huddle.
Probably so.
Leave your hands alone and let the next guy get it. Plus, if he would have not touched that, it might have went out of bounds. So here we go. Saunders going to bring his team to the line. They're going to go with pistol formation. He's going to have Henderson behind him in the backfield. Two wide receivers off the left end, one to the right end on this first down. And they're going to hand it off, and it's going to go onto the turf, or no, they do wrap him up in the backfield. Looked like the ball bounced out of there. Trevor Campbell in on it. So second down and 11 for Lafayette after the 1 yard loss by Henderson. So Henderson and McCrary going to give a lot of the carries for Lafayette. They're going to go wide out to the left, two wide receivers to the right side, pistol formation again, as Saunders stands in front of Henderson on second and 11. And again, they're going to hand to Henderson. He's going to get back to the line, and he squirts and ducks forward for a gain of about 4, brings up third down and about 7, so 4-yard gain.
Well, and you can see why he's their starting running back. I mean, he runs hard, and first hit didn't get him down. So we'll see how things go throughout the game. But his hard running back on Lafayette's side.
So Oliver checks out, as it looks like 13 checks in.
They found out who it was. I'll have to go in here in a minute and find out who it is. Because that sounds like he's going to play both ways.
So third down and 7 coming up. Pistol formation again for Saunders. And they're going to look to pass, and they're going to go out in the flats, overthrow the intended target on the near side. They're going to bring up fourth down.
Reed is the intended receiver on the coverage. Number 33, the junior defensive back Norris Vance for the Cats. So fourth down and 7 for the Irish and their offensive unit.
So we'll see if they're going to go for it here. They've got their offense still out on the field.
5:09 to play in this first quarter.
And on 4th and 7, they're going to go for it here. With 5:09 to go first quarter, ball near midfield at their own 43-yard line. They may go back in punt formation here, and that's what they were going to do. So it looks like we're going to have a timeout. Harrisonville, which I think Harrisonville was going to realign there is what they wanted to do, and just say, because they had nobody back, they thought they were going to maybe kick it. They didn't think they were going to kick it. So 5:08 to go, fourth down coming up. See if the Cats now send somebody back here. Cats lead 8-0 early here in this first quarter on Friday Night Lights, week 1 of the 2020 high school football season. A season we will never forget.
Not just a season, it's a year that we'll never forget.
That is 100% true. I posted on Facebook today. I had a 4Ts post, and I shared that, and I said, this is the first time I felt normal on a Friday since March, and it's been so much fun. We went and grabbed lunch today. It was just a normal day.
And since last year football season, we had seniors last year that graduated in 2020 that didn't get to have normalcy either, and last part of the school year. So.
Now it looks like they're more into a pistol formation here. They're going to adjust it, and it looks like they're going to go with maybe that just – we'll see what they do here. And they are going to kick it away. And it is going to dribble down to about the 27-yard line. So Cats will have their second possession of the half here. So Cats lead 8-0. River Riley and company set to come out for their second series. A good first series, just that 1 10-yard penalty for the Cats on that first series. So they had a 61-yard drive, but with that penalty, they probably had 70 yards of offense on that drive.
So to the line of scrimmage, both teams go. River Riley races the squad out to the field to play.
Be out.
On 1st and 10 from the 26.
Coffee flanked out to the far side. 2 backs in the backfield. Under center, no, it'll be Reynolds. He's going to take it himself, and there's going to be a couple of holds on the line of scrimmage.
He'll take it to about the 28. Penalty flags are thrown, 2 of them. At the 24, on the stop, number 5, Derek May, the senior, the lead tackler for the Irish.
So I'd imagine we're going to have a hold here. And
block in the back against the Wildcats, the official call.
Trevor Campbell, I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago. He came over to look at our mower. If anybody doesn't know, Trevor Campbell works on small engines like that. So if you need your mower worked on, call the senior Trevor Campbell. He'll take care of you. But he was over and was looking at the mower, and we were talking, and he said there's a lot of pulls and movement with the offensive line, so you may see some of those holds like that early on in the season as they get acclimated to all the pulls and traps and everything that they do on the line. So it's going to bring up a 1st down and 22 almost for the Cats. So Riley in the shotgun. He's got the 2 backs in front of him, and Reynolds next to him. And they're going to hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds tries to get to the outside and nowhere to go. And he's actually going to lose a couple of yards. And it'll bring up 2nd down as they replayed first. So it'll be 2nd down and long for the Cats.
2nd down and 23 as the pigskin goes back to the 13-yard line. Excuse me, the 12. An action to take place here on the near side.
Atkinson brings the play in with 4:10 and counting here in the first quarter. So 2nd down and just outside of the Archie city limits for the Wildcats here. And they bring their team to the line of scrimmage. Riley in the shotgun. And they're going to pitch this one now, a reverse to Vance. And he is going to get about 7 or 8. But a good open field tackle by McCrary.
The 19-yard line on the stop. Number 33, Hayden McCrary.
So McCrary with the tackle, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 17. So probably a passing formation.
Well, we haven't seen Kennedy catch anything. Vance has already caught 2 passes for 21 yards.
And, you know, this might go back into the old Coach Litt bag of tricks. He always liked that running back out of the backfield straight down the seam. We could see that maybe, Gary. So here we go, and back to pass are the Cats, and incomplete, almost picked off. 2 in there with a chance to intercept that. Atkinson tried to come down with it. So Riley with the pass, and it brings up 4th down, and the Cats are going to have to punt it away.
3:05 to play in this first quarter for Memorial.
So the Cats lead 8-0, 3:05 to go here first quarter, and they're going to punt it away. Lance back to kick it deep for the Cats.
Number 33, Norris Vance, the punt.
And, you know, we got a whistle and a timeout. Lafayette on the – and here, you know, here's something, Gary, to talk about a little bit. Last year, beginning of the year, Cats had a lot of injuries that first 4 games. I mean, they went through the gauntlet, so to speak. They played Kearney, Maryville, Blue Valley Northwest, and Columbia Battle. Well, they went through the gauntlet. They were 0-4. They came back and played for a conference title after they ran off 4 straight games. But during that early season, a lot of guys got hurt, and some sophomores had to step up in that situation. Norris Vance, one of them, and you can see his confidence out there tonight because he was in these situations last year, and without injuries, he may not have played as much last year.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what the youth does for the Wildcats and all teams, but for the Wildcats is the opportunity. When they're given the opportunity, they make the best of it, and when they are called upon the next year or earlier in the season, they know what's going on. They've been in that position, and the nerves are gone, and they're just out there to have fun and play football.
So now Teeman back to punt it away, which maybe playing a little head games here.
Well, we already had an onside kick. I guess we could have had a fake punt.
Well, but Vance was the punter for a majority some of the season last year when Colby Knowles couldn't do it because Colby was out for a couple of games. So Teeman back there to kick this one away, stands at about his own 8-yard line, and he is going to boot it away. Gets a high end-over-end kick, going to bounce it midfield and into good roll for the Cats all the way down to the 35. So about a 48-yard punt there for Teeman to flip the field position a little bit as the Cats were pinned deep in their own side. So 1st and 10, Irish on their second drive of the ball game. Saunders going to be let out by their signal caller, Saunders here, the junior quarterback. 2:55 to go here in the first quarter. So Saunders brings his team out to the field. He's going to have a wide receiver left, 3 wide receivers to the right, pistol formation. Henderson behind him in the backfield. And here we go. On the snap, they're going to throw it out in the flats and put it on the turf. Ball was blown dead. And you got to be careful on passes like that if you're Lafayette because that was real close to being a lateral. Harrisonville could have picked that up and ran with it, but they blew it dead as an incomplete pass.
So back to the line of scrimmage and back to the contest. 2nd down and 10. Action remains on the far side as the play comes in for the Fighting Irish.
So 2nd and 10.
Matchup between these two schools.
Bring it in are the Cats here.
Play here in this first quarter.
Going to go pistol formation again. Back off the end left side. Wide receiver to the left side. 2 wide receivers to the right. Right off the end. And this time they're going to hand to Henderson. Good cutback by him. And he is taken down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Sean Carruthers in there to read that the free safety. Brings up 3rd down and 9. Love to see Sean Carruthers out there. Broke his leg late in the season last year against Oak Grove. So he's back out there at full strength, so glad to see him out there. 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Pistol formation, Saunders. And we got a whistle and
arms wave, penalty flag thrown.
Offsides on the Cats. I thought he might have got drawn, but nevertheless brings up 3rd. So 3rd down and about 4.
If you hadn't mentioned that about penalties a while ago, we wouldn't have had any.
I just mentioned that they always come at the wrong time, which, again, it was 3rd and 9. Now it brings it up 3rd and manageable to 3rd and 4. Pistol formation, Saunders, 3 wide receiver set right side.
They're overloaded over here. They better get some help.
And the Cats are showing blitz, and that is Colin Carruthers on the blitz. They throw it out in the flats for a 1st down, and this one's going to come back on a hold back here, and it looks like it's going to be a touchdown that comes back. Derek May with the touchdown. However, back at the 45, I think we had a block.
They saw something a while ago. They overloaded on this side. They had 3 out here, and we only had 1 out, had a head-to-head, and 1 halfway in between. You got numbers, you're going to go that way, and that's what they tried to do a while ago, and they just hadn't had a good pass.
Well,
this time they did, and
you always know it's bad news when you're cool. Oh, no, it is on the Cats. So, nevertheless, that will be a almost 60-yard touchdown. So that would be my fault, as I just thought that one would be coming back, and I think Harrisonville might have saw it after that. So the Irish with the touchdown. The pass play from Saunders to May goes for 6, and it'll be extra point coming up for the Irish. Try to make this a 1-point game as they're not chasing points early I'll get to that here in a minute. I don't like when coaches start chasing points early because it just can mess up the entire game plan at times. Kick is up. Kick is good. And Lafayette, with the big play on offense, pulls to within 1. We'll be right back. Cats lead 8-7 with 1:51 to go in the first.
Who caught that? What's his
One
number?
of Harrisonville's oldest and its most reliable realtors, American Heritage Realtors. With almost 40 years of experience, they will take all the stress out of buying and selling a home. Add in being the #1 seller of properties on Zillow, and American Heritage should be the only call you make when you're ready to buy or sell your home. Experience, reliability, and results. That's American Heritage Realtors, next to Sonic on South Commercial Street.
Kickoff coming up. Kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb and go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. So the big play by Lafayette gets them right back in it, and again set up off of a penalty on 3rd down that made it a 3rd and manageable, and they caught the Cats napping when they overloaded the near side here on the right side, Gary.
Yeah, and I think they saw something the play before, and they came right back to it.
And I guess we had a personal foul, or that personal foul was on the touchdown. So that means that they're going to kick off. So that was what the penalty was. I didn't see that. So short kick coming for Lafayette here.
Here's the kick.
They're going to go end over end, and Vance going to have a chance to return it. Knocks it down at the 10, 15, 20. He's into the open field to the 25, and a good open field tackle by Dorian Burns. Might have saved a touchdown right there. And it's going to bring 1st and 10 coming up for the Cats from their own 27-yard line. Third series here for the Cats. I'd like to see them mix it up a little bit here. Maybe start with a pass, Gary, to keep that defense honest. If you run on 1st and 2nd down with Reynolds each series, people are going to start keying on that. So I'd like to see them try something a little bit different here on this 1st and 10.
Well, things didn't help the last time with the penalty, but you're right. If they continue to run pass.
And here they go. They're going to give it to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to get a couple yards and be drugged down on the far side. Several in on the tackle, including Michael Hogan.
Takes it to the 30, perhaps 31, brings up 2nd down for the Cats. On the tackle.
I got to get this other roster in front of us with all of the number changes. So you're going to bring up 2nd down. He got about 4 out of that. So it brings up 2nd down and 6. You'll take 4 yards at a time.
4, 8, 12 means a 1st down.
There you go. So 2nd down and 6, 1:10 to go here, 1st quarter. Cats lead 8-7. Cats had a chance to make it a 2-possession game right off the bat, but had to kick it away. Here we go on 2nd down, and they're going to go on the counter. The counter to Pesic, I believe. Goes all the way up to the 35-yard line.
That wasn't Pesic.
No, that was not Pesic. Ward. So another counter. Those counters have given them a couple of yards here. Give them 3 on that one. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 2 from their own 35. Atkinson bringing the play in from the sideline. On 3rd down and a pair. Riley brings his team to the line of scrimmage. He's got those 2 backs in the backfield in front of him. Next to him is Reynolds. And here they go. And Riley going to lower his shoulder and get close to a 1st down. And looks like they're spotting him close. Looks like it's going to be a 1st, and it will be. So a 2-yard run for Riley. It'll be a 1st down and 10. And I like to see that, Gary. Riley put his head down to get that 1st down, and that'll end the 1st quarter. So 1 quarter in the books. We'll take a timeout. The Cats lead it 8-7 after 1.
Competition between teammates makes for a stronger and better team. Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance and Cameron Chenoweth of American Family Insurance were both Wildcats on the field. Now they are competitors off the field. They know that you have many choices for insurance, so they're teaming up to offer free auto, home, and life insurance quotes. Call Lacey at 816-380-2700 or Cam at 816-380-3996 and get started on your new insurance quote today.
All right, welcome back. 1 quarter in the books. The Cats lead it 8-7 in this one. And we're awaiting the first play of the second quarter. Cats now going to go from the north to the south from their own 38. Left to right on your screen. Gary got us a number change. Well, we didn't want Gary to talk, so he left his mic down.
It actually went back to the original. We had changed him to 19. It is Makai Reed. So St. Joe, Lafayette friends that are listening, it is Makai Reed. He is going to be in 13, so we've now got the numbers straight as far as that goes.
We want to welcome everybody watching all around Harrisonville, St. Joe, Lafayette. We've got people everywhere. I know I got 3 people down. I got 3 people at home watching. My wife, Angela, Braxton, and Collins. And Chase texts me he's watching from Independence. So the whole family watching tonight. So they're going to go Reynolds on the far side. Going to get about a 4-yard gain.
Number 25, Jace Reynolds. He'll take it across the 40, so about the 42, 43-yard line.
So ball all the way to the 43.
Malik Reed.
And that'll be about 5. It looks like it will be 5, so it'll bring up second down and 5 for the Cats with 11:35 to go.
Gain of 5 yards on the play, on the first play for the line of scrimmage to start that second quarter. So just underway here, first half action, second quarter.
It'll be Cats ball, trying to get to the midfield stripe and into Lafayette territory. Riley in the shotgun with Reynolds behind, or next to him, and Reynolds takes it, runs right into his own blocker, and moves forward for about 5.
Close to the first down marker.
That's one of the things. It'll be another first down. That'll be a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. And that's one of the things about Reynolds. Jace is a very good runner, and he knows the offense so well. And he's got a couple new linemen, and it's like he moved his lineman and said, "You're going this way."
Well, he's got such good vision. He can see what's going on, and that's what makes him such a tough runner. Not only he runs tough, but he's also got good vision to see where the holes are at.
So just outside of midfield, ball near the 50-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, and Riley looking to pass, and he's going to roll out this time, and he's going to tuck it and run and lower his shoulder on the far sideline. He's going to get about 5 or 6 yards, and that was the one thing I always talked about last year. I was like, some of those times he's just got to take it and roll, and that's what he did right there. Going to get about 4 or 5 yards. It'll bring up a second down. So I love the play by Riley there to roll out, because if he can run the ball, he adds a new dimension to the offense.
It's exactly the word you took right out of my mouth. You, instead of being 2-dimensional, now you're 3, because he's a threat as well.
So here we go, second down and about 6, 10:35 to go here first half. Riley with Reynolds next to him in the backfield. Pesic in front of them. 2 wide receivers set out to the near side. And Riley going to keep it himself and barrel forward for about 7 or 8. Going to give him 5. So not quite 7 or 8. I was being the guy that gives them the extra 2 or 3. Gary's like, no, it's just 5 that time. But it brings up 3rd and short for the Cats. Riley comes to the sideline to get the play on 3rd and short. Cats into Lafayette territory down to the Lafayette 42-yard line.
And we want to welcome, we've got almost 300 listeners so far. I'm betting we're going to get to 500. That's what I'm hoping. But anyway, we welcome all the listeners. I'm sure Lafayette's got a lot of listeners as well. And so welcome all to listen to us and watch the football game tonight.
So 3rd and short, they're going to fake the handoff. Reynolds looking to block in the backfield, and Riley going to throw it in the flats and picked off by Lafayette. And that was intended for Minching, and it was picked off by Reed. That was Malik Reed.
Plays tied in on offense.
So it'll be Lafayette ball.
So it'll be 1st and 10.
Down at the 36-yard line.
They have it from the 30-yard line.
And those are those passes when you throw those crossing routes, you got to throw in front of your receiver, not behind. And that was a little behind, and the defender was able to pick it up. So Saunders out of the gun has the pistol formation. Wide receiver to your left, two to your right. Henderson behind him in the backfield. And they're going to go in motion with Henderson. They're going to throw it back to him, and they're going to get it out in the flats on the far side. He's going to get about 8 yards knocked down on the far side. So Henderson with the little pitch back in the 9-yard run.
Extended handoff on the pass to outside by down by number 33.
So since it was behind him, be a run for 9. So second down and short for Lafayette. 9:09. Sorry, I had to giggle. I can hear Kevin Thomas in my ears as he was talking about. He said it's like 197 degrees in the press box. I've been there before. And right up the middle, they're going to go with it. And McCrary going to have the first down. Several Cats, Norris Vance, including others. And it'll be close to midfield. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Irish of Lafayette.
That's their first down. Obviously, they got a touchdown without getting a first down in the last series.
Eric McDowell is the head coach at St. Joe Lafayette, trying to do kind of the opposite of what's been done over the last several years at Harrisonville. Harrisonville's always been known as a football school. Their basketball program over the last several years, built up by Coach Mercer, and then Coach Langer took over last year. They've really built a basketball program at Lafayette. It's always been about their basketball program, and they're trying to build up the football program. So we got a timeout on the field here on 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. So 1st and 10 from their own 48. Saunders into that pistol, has Henderson behind him in the backfield. They're going to go with a wide receiver off the left end to the right, and they got a man in motion in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off for Henderson, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple Colin Carruthers in there on the hit. Comes up a little slow at Gimpy there. Brings up second down and about 8.
Pigskin pushed up to the 50-yard line.
So right at midfield on second down. 7:55 to go.
And Henderson has to come out. His helmet came off for whatever reason, so he has to come out for a play.
Which means they're going to put McCrary back there. Hayden McCrary going to be that number 2 running back tonight for Lafayette. They're going to go 2 wide receivers set left side, 1 to the right side, back off the end on the right side. They're going to go in motion, and they're going to pitch it forward to Oliver, and he's got a first down, and down the sidelines, cuts back, and the Cats having trouble bringing him down. Finally drugged down by Carruthers. That's Sean Carruthers down at the 15. So the shovel pass goes for a giant chunk, and Lafayette in business here. Cats struggling to bring the ball carrier down, and good hard running by Oliver to get them all the way into the red zone down to the 16-yard line, and Lafayette looking to cash in and take advantage of the mistake by the Cats in the turnover. So here we go in the pistol, and they're looking to throw. They throw it over, throw the intended target. It'll be incomplete.
Number 14, Malik Reed, and on the action, the coverage number 21.
So it brings up second down and 10.
For the Irish. Pigskin goes back to the line of scrimmage.
Cats would love to hold on downs here, or at least hold to a field goal attempt.
I would venture to say, not knowing if what they've got, looking at the extra point down here, that's probably going to be 4-down territory for Lafayette.
So ball at the 16-yard line. Now if you're Lafayette, you don't want to make a big mistake here. And they're going to call a timeout. I was watching the offense because they had Henderson and McCrary in the backfield right there, Gary, on that. They did not have Saunders back there with them. So I wonder if they're going to try to change something up here. But 6:58 to go here in the first half of play. The Cats lead 8-7. So we've got 6:58 to go here, first half. Bringing you all the action. I know a lot of people could not be here tonight because of the restrictions on the number of people that could be in the stands. So I know we got a lot of people out there watching us tonight.
311. And by the way, the Forslers are communicating back and forth on our one's saying hi to the other. So anybody see one Forsler saying hi to the other, that's the big man behind the production, Mr. Jerry Forsler's family.
And funny is, I don't know if my son Braxton is watching, but I can imagine they're in the car right now. They went to mail some stuff, and I'm pretty sure I just saw him drive by a while ago real slow because he's wanting to check out what was going on at the stadium. I can see him probably watching the game as he drove by. But I'm not sure.
Drove by?
Well, I hope he wasn't driving.
I was going to say,
but,
I hope not.
I mean, you never know. He's done a lot of other things and only been 6 years old because he could have been driving. So it's going to bring up second down, and that is Henderson back there in the backfield with McCrary. So they're looking direct snap at Henderson here, and they're going to look like they're going to come off to the left side, and that's what they're going to do. Cats read it, and Campbell was the first one there. No, that was Murray. Brings it up a 3rd and 9. So Murray the first contact.
But now you see why he is he's running the ball, because he's a tough runner.
So that was Bradshaw, ended up on the bottom of that pile for the Cats, and it brings up 3rd down and 10. And now Saunders looks like comes back into the ball game here on 3rd and 10. See what Lafayette's going to do. So 6:25 to go here in the first half of play. Cats lead 8-7, trying to cling to that lead. Lafayette in the red zone. 3rd and 10. Saunders looking to pass. He had his man. He missed him. Now he's going to chuck it and into the end zone for a touchdown. Over the tipped ball almost. And on the far side, I couldn't see who that was, but he caught it right in the corner of the front of the end zone right there for touching. And May with his second touchdown grab of the night. And now Lafayette leads it 13-8.
Conversion coming up.
So extra point coming up. And it looked like the Cats were going to get out of it with a 4th down attempt at least. And it just over the outstretched hand of the defender on the far side. He jumped and just jumped a little bit too early, and it went over his fingertips. So extra point coming up here for Lafayette. Kick is up. The kick is good, and it's 14-8. Lafayette with 6:08 to go in the first half. We'll be right back.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. And as always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Trusted by companies in 14 states. ATCO has been serving customers since 1955.
Welcome back. 6:08 to go here in the half. Cat's going to get the ball.
Headquarters located in St. Louis, Missouri.
And this is where you're the Cats. You've got to start working and thinking about how you want to run this last 6 minutes, because Lafayette now has flipped it on you. They've got a lead and the ball after halftime. So if you're the Cats, now you got to play catch up, get a touchdown here, and then hold them before half, or this could be a 2-score game coming out of the second half.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot is at stake right here in the last 6 minutes and 8 seconds.
So here we go. 6:08 to go here in the half. Cats trail at 14-8. So we are awaiting the kickoff here. Kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb. Go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. So Reynolds back there to receive, along with the freshman Lawful. Number 12, Lawful. So here comes the kick.
Here's the kick.
Little pooch kick. going to be drilled down to about the 25, and Reynolds just falls on top of it there. Kind of wanted to pick it up and run with it, but shows his smarts as football IQ there, knows that that could end badly, so he just falls on it at the 25. So it'll be Cats ball here.
So 1st and 10 for the Cats when they take the field once again. Officials spot over.
Well, 1st down and 10 coming up.
Action to be here on the near side. 6:07 to play in this first half.
Ball thrown 25-yard line.
Comes out the field to play, as do the Irish and their defensive unit. So 1st and 10.
So here we go.
Out of the gun. Here we go.
Wide receiver flanked out left side for the Cats. Riley and Reynolds in the backfield. Vance and Pesic in front of them. And they're going to snap it directly to Reynolds, and he's going to come to the outside to the 30, stiff arm and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. See where they mark it. Wow, that was a good spot.
He backed it up. He backed it up to 32.
I was like, wow, they're going to give it up to 35. That was a good last effort there. Nevertheless, it'll be about a 7-yard gain, 2nd down and about 7, out of bounds. 6:01 to go in the half.
2nd down and 3.
So
for the Wildcats.
with 6:01 to go here in the half, Cats trying to regain a lead. 14 unanswered points by Lafayette. And here they go, Riley to Reynolds, and Reynolds through the middle, gets the 1st down up to about the 37-yard line. Going to bring up 1st and 10 as the clock will stop as they move the chains. And that is a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
They'll be wrapped up by number 58, Kevin Riley.
So that'll be 1st and 10 up to the 37. Vance checks out.
1st and 10 for the Blue.
Well, and also need to give another shout out to somebody that a lot of people will recognize. Grandma Keck's listening.
And I am glad to know that.
And a lot of times she'd be in the stands right now.
Absolutely. So here we go. They're going to hand off a little drop snap, and Reynolds just has to do what he can with it. Might have got a yard there. And it brings up 2nd down. They're going to give him about a yard.
So Grandma Keck, hello and welcome to the new normal for right now anyway.
And glad to know she's watching. I know that she is watching and cheering on those Wildcats, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's not sitting there in a number 49 jersey.
I was gonna look and see if somebody's in a 49 jersey because she's probably looking for him right now. So Michael Keck, back in the day.
Absolutely. So going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Cats.
To the line, the Cats go.
Pistol or shotgun formation here. And they're going to direct snap it. Now a end around to Ward. He's going to go to the other side. He's going to get to the sideline and drug out of bounds on the far sideline up at about the 46.
He's got a little bit of quickness there to him.
Absolutely, and a good changeup difference. He's going to be all speed for you, where Reynolds, he can be your speed.
And your power.
Yeah. Back in 07, my first year of broadcasting for Harrisonville, their quarterback was Sean Ransburg, and I called him Thunderstorm because when he needed to be lightning and quick, he was. But when he needed to drop the hammer on you, he'd run you over and would be thunder. And Jace Reynolds is a little bit like that as well. 3rd down and short, and Reynolds going to get to the line of scrimmage and passed and be drove back, but they're going to have enough for a 1st down up to the 49. That'll be a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Sherwood Marksman leads 6-0 after the half over Holden. So, I don't know if everybody remembers, but Sherwood snapped a 40-plus game losing streak last year, and now they're leading after the half 6-0, and they're going to go to Reynolds, and Reynolds tries to cut back. He found some space. Just missed breaking it all the way to the 39. They're going to mark him for a 10-yard gain, and that was almost reminiscent of the Morgan Salamaya run in the playoffs where he hit the middle and went down, and I just said, he gone. We've had another one of those right there. Just got tripped up, and that's a Troby's Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
Well, I think we're going to see a few he gone this year.
So they're going to fake it and give it to Vance, and Vance is going to have it on the counter up to the 35-yard line. Going to bring up a second down and 4, so a 6-yard gain.
Well, they're doing what the doctor ordered. They needed to eat up a little over 6 minutes. They're doing that. They've got 35 yards to go, and well, when they snap, probably about 2:25, 2:30 left, and so hopefully they can eat up all the clock and get a touchdown to boot.
You know, Phil Rogers is the one that sent me that score update, that it was 6-0 Sherwood. He's now a principal down at Sherwood. I wonder how long it's been since he's not been at a Harrisonville football game on a Friday night. Second down and 4 here, and they're going to hand it off. Riley thought about handing it off and instead takes it and takes a loss of 2, bring up third down and 7.
And that was smart of River to go ahead and hold on to it. He was already almost in the grasp. You try to pitch something like that, no telling what's going to happen. You did have the pitch relationship out there, but it was not good. You best to take the loss and come back and play for another series or another down.
So, and you're in 4-down territory, so you'll take a 2-yard loss on second down. So third down and about 7. Ball at the 37 of Lafayette. 2 backs in the backfield in front of Riley. He's got Reynolds next to him. And they're going to go 2 Reynolds to the outside.
He's got blockers.
He's got some blockers, cuts back, and he's down
gone.
the sideline to the 20, to the house. Jace Reynolds. 37-yard touchdown run, and the Cats tied up at 14 apiece.
And he just broke 100 yards.
So still about 100 yards short of his yearly average,
Oh,
or his
true.
weekly average. So Jace Reynolds with the touchdown, and the Cats tied up at 14 with the extra point coming up, the conversion coming up. See if this conversion will be on target.
37-yard touchdown
On this one, Cass County Guns and Ammo bringing these attempts after touchdown. And here they go. They're going to go to a direct snap, and Vance drills himself into the end zone for 2, and the Cats take a 16-14 lead. We'll take a timeout. Cats regain the lead.
A community always needs a group to help promote the small businesses in its town. Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce does this for Harrisonville. Chamber Golf Tournament, Log Cabin Festival, and monthly meetings. The Chamber events are plentiful and a great way for your business to be seen. Go to harrisonvillechamber.com or watch the weekly Chamber chat for more Chamber happenings.
All right, 1:31 to go here in the first half. Cats regain the lead. We're getting ready to have a kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb. Go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires.
Play drive is going to be 9 plays, 75 yards. Took up about 4 minutes and 30 seconds with a 37-yard, or culminated with a 37-yard touchdown run by Jace Reynolds. 2-yard extra point by Vance, making the score with 1 minute and 31 seconds left in the second, 16-14. And Reynolds has got, if you're following the Reynolds train, Reynolds has 15 carries, unofficially 113 yards. Ward has 3 carries, 21 yards, and Vance has 2 carries for 13 yards. Vance also has 2 receptions for 21 yards for the Wildcats.
I know we got a pretty big audience tonight. I want to remind everybody, if you're watching the games and it's your first time watching on YouTube, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, because you will get reminders during the week of when we go live, and if we get over 1,000, we can even do some special stuff with having over 1,000 subscribers. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also go to our Facebook page. You can get a lot of information through there as well. I try to get a couple of different videos a week up to let you know what's going on in the world of Harrisonville sports and 4Ts on the side of on that side of things. So remember, if you're watching, there's a little red box that you want to click on. It says subscribe. Click subscribe, thumbs up is what Jerry says, and it'll ring a bell when you have stuff going on Friday. So remember to do that, Gary.
Couple Lafayette stats while they're taking a timeout. We'll have more at halftime, but Number one, Kingston Oliver has got one reception for 34 yards. Derek May has 2 receptions for 70 yards. Both of those went for touchdowns. And Henderson has 6 carries for 15 yards. Last 2 series, three plays of touchdown, took a minute and 15 seconds for Lafayette. And then the last series, 7 plays, 64 yards, took 3 minutes and 45 seconds for their touchdown, which gave them their second touchdown of the game.
Somebody I know that's probably watching that's usually a staple at these Harrisonville games as well, Roger Danforth, I would imagine, is watching as well. So, Roger, I know that he goes to a lot of those games, and the Cats are going to kick it, a squib kick, bounce right through the hands of Lafayette, and that's 2 that they have somehow managed to come back with, and it'll be Lafayette ball from their own 39. Here's something about that play right there on that kickoff, Gary, that I like. You kind of now bait Lafayette into maybe passing the ball with a shorter field, with the ball being almost to the 40-yard line with a minute 28 to go in the half. So I'll see if I wonder if they want to try to pass the ball here now. And they're going to spread it out a little bit. They've got a wide receiver out to this left side, 2 wide receivers to the far side. Back off the end in the backfield, pistol formation for Saunders with Henderson behind him. And they're going to go, and the little throw out into the flats dropped. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats. Just a couple of seconds go off, and they've still got a timeout left to burn here too. So now 2nd down and 10. After you miss it on 1st down, if I'm Lafayette, I'm going to run it on 2nd down and force Harrisonville to use that last timeout.
Also, I used to work with a McCrary or up in the St. Joe area, so I'm wondering if that's his son. I don't know if it is or not, but that's a kind of a different name. So, McCrary, if you're listening, or maybe you're over in the stands, I don't know. Hello, if it's you.
So here we go. They're going to look to pass again, and they throw it wide open. Is May again, and he's going to have a 1st down all the way to midfield and past midfield.
On the far seam by number 5.
Something that I guess a little bit of concern if I'm the Wildcats is the secondary. The secondary looks a little bit in slow motion tonight. The little couple of steps behind their receiver.
Keep in mind, we've got a lot of people playing both ways tonight too. So I mean, you know, not only the 4th quarter, but in a heat like tonight, it's going to start catching up with you even earlier.
So 16-14 the score. 1 minute to go here in this first half. And Saunders is chased out of the pocket. He's going to throw it wide open and missed him. May was there, and he would have walked, spun, pirouetted his way to the end zone on that one, and he just overshot him. So big break for the Wildcats right there on the missed assignment on the secondary. So 51 seconds to go. I would say, Coach, Lockett is going to be having a little bit of conversation at halftime with his secondary.
That I would say you're correct.
So 2nd down and 10. They're going to look to pass again. They throw it in the flats and caught for a 1st down, down to the 35-yard line. And that'll move the chains with 46.4 seconds to go. Down to the 35. So Lafayette can do a lot of damage here. If they can get a touchdown and go to the locker room, they're going to get the ball to start the second half as well. Cats have shown they haven't been able to slow that pass down. They're going to 3 wide receivers set to the left side, this time 1 to the right. He's going to throw back to that side, throws it into the secondary, and there is going to be a couple of flags on this one. And we'll see what the second one is. If the second one is on the defense, we'll have offsetting and we'll replay the down, but we will see.
Flags are thrown at 2 locations, the 41 and 32.
So we'll let them sort it out here right now.
34, 3 down to the field now.
So it is a hold. They all got the hold. So it's from the 39. If that's a spot foul, that could hurt their chances. That would push them back almost to midfield. And that would bring up a first, be about a 1st down.
19.
I think it's going to be about first down and 23 or so. They've got that flag marked at the 39.
Oh, I was looking back. Okay.
So if they do that, that's going to take them back to the 49. So, yeah, it's going to be first down and about 24. So break for the Wildcats there on the mistake by Lafayette, who was driving and looking good on this short.
Yeah, but they've got still not 39 seconds to go, and our defense is our backfield is pretty weak right now as far as, for whatever reasons, the coverage.
2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Pistol formation, Saunders. He has McCrary in the backfield, maybe a little extra protection back there for him, and Saunders is going to unload it. Knocked down in the middle of the field.
On the seam throw, the pass falls incomplete as it's brought down, batted down by number 54, Mason Cheek, the sophomore.
Batted down by the Cats, brings up second down, and Adrian for Lafayette.
It's just Archie right now. It'll be Adrian in a minute, okay?
Well, we go too much farther back. We're talking Butler. Speaking of Butler, Coach Frankie Jackson, I would imagine, is probably watching a little bit of the broadcast while he's down at the Butler football game. 3 wide receivers, 2 to your left, 1 to your right. Pistol formation. Saunders has Henderson with him in the backfield. He's going to roll out to the near side and look to unload it, and does, and short arms it a little bit. Brings up a third down and 24. Good coverage it back there this time.
So third down and long.
Carruthers and Xander Johnson back there on the coverage. And it's 16-14 with 28.9.
Now you just want to make sure you keep it in front of you and then get the tackle as soon as they catch it. And Coach is calling Shink is calling a timeout.
And that'll bring up a third down when we get back to action. So we've seen a lot. We've seen some good. We've seen some bad in the first half. We've seen a lot of stuff you would expect in a first game.
But a lot of stuff you didn't expect starting off. I didn't expect an onside kick, starting off right after our first touchdown. And we've already had 2 in the first half. Now the second one wasn't really totally out of the ordinary. But yeah, we have seen a lot of, and we're growing. The second half, there's going to be a lot of adjustments, I think, on both sides of the half, or both sides of the ball.
Well, and honestly, if you want to look at the definite bright spots, it's been a pretty well-played game for 2 teams that probably didn't get a lot of action together in the summertime.
Yeah, and you want this type of game. You don't want to run away. You want to enjoy a good football game, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
So the ball at midfield, just inside Wildcat territory, their own 49, or at the 49 of the Wildcats, on third down and long for Lafayette Irish. 2 wide receivers to your left, 2 to your right. Saunders has Henderson behind him in the backfield out of the pistol formation on third down and long with just under 30 ticks to go in the half. They're going to throw it backside for May, and May is going to weave his way out of bounds at about the 36-yard line, and he'll bring up fourth down and 11. And did a couple of things for Lafayette. It gave them fourth and manageable down to the 37, but it also allows them to maybe try to throw one up for grabs in the end zone with just 19 seconds to go on a fourth down. You can almost treat it as a long punt here. You throw a jump ball. If it hits you, you're great. If not, you got a chance that you get a touchdown on a jump ball. So 19.5 seconds to go. 2 wide receivers to the right side, 1 all alone to the left side. Saunders looking to pass, and he's going to try to chuck this one deep. Goes over the middle and in through traffic. Not sure if he was throwing that for the up guy or the back guy, but nevertheless, it's incomplete, and the Cats have 12.6 seconds to go.
Fourth down attempt. It's 12 seconds left to play in the first half.
In this situation, if I'm Harrisonville, you got 12.6 seconds. You don't have any timeouts. I want to throw it up to about midfield, about the 50-yard line, maybe onto the other side of the field to give you one last play. You have one of the best jumpers around in Kennedy Atkinson. He's a good athlete. He can go up and get a jump ball in the end zone. So I would like to get it up a little past midfield so you can throw a jump ball into the end zone on a Hail Mary to end the half. We'll see what the Cats do here. It's like it'll be 2 wide receivers set to the near side, back off the end, shotgun formation for Riley, and they're going to snap it to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to go backdoor to the 50, and he's going to cut inside to about the 45-yard line. And that'll take us to the half, it looks like. As the Cats, I don't know if the Cats could be able to set the ball. And they're just going to allow the time to run out. So we go to the half, and the Cats lead it 16-14. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with halftime after this.
We all have a checklist when it comes to getting car care. No matter what is on your list, convenience, knowledge, affordability, friendliness, Colby's Car Clinic has you covered. Convenience is being right here in Harrisonville and taking care of all car care problems. From an oil change to tires and everything in between, it's your only stop. Knowledge is covered with having an ASE certified master technician. Affordability means they will work with you to not break your budget. And friendliness greets you each time you walk in the door as they treat you like an old friend. Go see Colby and the gang right behind O'Reilly's in the Big Blue Building.
Stop going online and paying top dollar to make a t-shirt. Call Cindy at C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. She will walk you through the whole process and have you or your organization looking the best. It's no mistake that Fortis Broadcasting is always the best dressed crew around. We trust Cindy with all of our apparel on game day. Put a personal C Squared touch on your next order. Whether it's just 1 or 100, C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing can get it done. Check them out on Facebook or go see them on the Clinton Square. No matter the day of the week, there's always something cooking at Forged by Fire. Taco Tuesdays, Wildcat games on Friday nights, or another day in between. Forged by Fire is the stop. Daily specials and a large menu means you will find something for everyone. Burgers, steak, sandwiches, and more sides than anyone. You will leave full and satisfied. Forged by Fire is also Wildcat Central on Friday nights as they broadcast the football games on the big screen. Forged by Fire on South Commercial in Harrisonville.
How nice would it be to get a check from someone and not have to worry about getting to the bank to put it in your account? At Hawthorne Bank, you can do exactly that. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and voila, the check has been deposited into your account. Not to mention, you can always manage your accounts and payments right in the app as well. Hawthorne Bank prides itself on being at the forefront of technology to always make your banking a breeze. Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
You have many choices when you buy a used car. What do you want? A good deal? A quality vehicle? Outstanding service? At Holland's Auto Sales, you don't have to sacrifice for one of the others. You get all three. The best part is Steve will be there for you because Holland Auto Sales has been Harrisonville's used car dealer for 36 years. So the next time you're in the market for a used car,
go where the Grammars go, Holland Auto Sales, and ask for Steve.
Take a break and watch the game. Let the pros do the photos. Royal One's photography allows you to not miss any of the action while they capture the moment. Whether it is in a sporting event, senior banners, or something special, they will take care of you. Trust the official photographer of 4T's Broadcasting, Royal One's Photography. Visit them on Facebook and book your appointment today.
Here is the place. Whether it is a standard oil change, new brakes, or something major, William and Michelle with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you are back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pocket. Don't break the bank when it comes to your vehicle needs. Instead, come to the shop that keeps the cost in check and you rolling back down the highways. Young's Auto Repair, right across the street from Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Memorial Stadium. The Cats lead 16-14 at the half. It is just a little after 8 o'clock. We may have some quick games this year, Gary, obviously with us running the ball, but until it gets a little bit more normal, we're not going to have a whole lot of halftime entertainment, so to speak.
No, so it's listen to us for a little bit, and I guess listen to our wonderful sponsors. And so, do you want me to go ahead and give stats, or do you want to wait?
You go for it.
Okay. I'm going to go through scoring first. In the first quarter, with 6:42 left, Pesic had a 2-yard touchdown run with a two-point conversion by Reynolds, made it 8-0 with 6:42 in the first. Then St. Joe Lafayette, with 1:51 in the first, had a 59-yard pass to May. 1 point extra point conversion was good. Made the score 8-7 Harrisonville. With 6:08 left in the second, had 11-yard touchdown pass again to May. Conversion was good. Made it 14-8 St. Joe Lafayette. And in the second, with 1:31 left, Reynolds had a 37-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion by Vance made it 16-14 where we are at halftime. Giving stats for Harrisonville Wildcats. 16 carries, 131 yards for Reynolds. Pesic has 1 carry for 2 yards. That was that touchdown. Ward has 3 carries for 21 yards. Vance has 2 carries for 13 yards. And Riley has 6 carries for 11 yards. Vance also has 2 receptions for 21 yards. Total yards for the Harrisonville Wildcats, 199 yards with 16 minutes of possession. For St. Joe Lafayette, Henderson has 6 carries for 15 yards. McCurry has 1 carry for 3. Really leading the way is May has 4 catches for 96 yards, and Oliver has 1 catch for 34 yards, and Mackay Reed has 1 catch for 13 yards. They have 143 yards of passing, 18 yards of receiving, with 161 yards and 8 minutes of possession. So I think they got themselves in a situation, first of all, where they almost had to pass a little bit because they were kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. And then they started passing and were successful. And so, I mean, they've only had a total of 7 rushing plays where they've had 15 passing plays. So 2-to-1 passing over the rushing plays. So that is the stats for Harrisonville and St. Joe Lafayette. I'm going to give it back to you, Chad.
All right, it's our halftime show brought to you by Suzy Q Drive-In in Peculiar. There's nothing half about your portions. Go grab a basket of Suzy Q's and a tenderloin today. Sure, you could drive to the city, save a few dollars on tires. Why? Young's Tire and Wheel Center in Harrisonville is family-owned and operated, and their clients are like family. That, coupled with free flat repair on new tires for the life of the tire, means you would be crazy to drive around all over the place to save a dollar. Trust Young's. That is who 4Ts trust to get them safely to all Wildcat games, home or away. Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial in Harrisonville. When it comes to fast service and reasonable prices, Young's Auto Repair is the place. Whether it's a standard oil change, new brakes, or something major, William and Michelle with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you're back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pocket. Don't break the bank when your vehicle needs service. Instead, come to the shop that keeps cost in check and you rolling down the highway. Young's Auto Repair right across the street from Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial. 16-14 our score at the half. The Harrisonville Wildcats lead St. Joe Lafayette on first game of Friday Night Lights in Missouri. They kicked it off. Everything is going well tonight. We hope we get these games each and every Friday night. Saw some stuff online. One of my best friends, Jason Leary, he's up at Smithville tonight watching, and he said, we're playing, baby. And I think that's kind of the sentiment for everybody is, guess what? It's a normal Friday night in Harrisonville. The lights are on at Memorial Stadium, and high school football is being played, and that's where we want to be each and every Friday night. Next week, we travel up to Maryville, and we'll have that game for you as well. I need to bring Michael Culpepper in here for a minute because I was talking to him the other day, and I know he's got some kids that couldn't be here that he'd like to give a shout out to.
Yeah, I'd like to just give a big shout out to my Disney boys and Donald Beck. So Chris Disney, Matt Disney, Donald Beck. Hey, I wish you were here, but I'll tell you what, nobody's sitting in your seats. They're waiting for y'all to get back once we get back to full capacity here at the stadium. But real quick, super proud of our younger kids there on the sidelines, following all the protocols, and especially the ones that the coaches have put in place. See the kids over there wearing masks, supporting their teammates. Just you can see the twinkle in their eye, just wishing that they could get out there on the field. And here pretty quick, not too much longer, they'll be out there on the field for our Wildcats.
Well, and, I told Gary, I said it can kind of be a little bit of a fire lit for them with them having to watch and not dress out. Usually on a Friday night, everybody dresses 9th grade through senior. Maybe those guys get a little bit of fire lit in them during practice that they want to dress out on a Friday night. It can kind of be an extra incentive in a time of weirdness, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, and we have a ton of talent there on the sidelines not dressed out. So those watching online, you might not see them in pads, but we got a lot of young boys that are going to bring a lot of talent to our Wildcat football team, and not just in 2 or 3 years, but honestly next year.
Yeah, it's gonna. The cupboard is pretty full in Harrisonville right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, boy. I'm excited to see it, and honestly, I'm just excited to see football.
Well, I got to give you some credit too. You do a pretty good job of keeping things running here at the stadium on Friday nights. And I know next Friday you probably won't be in Maryville, but you're gonna be sitting in front of your TV watching.
I'll tell you what, yeah, it's 4 T's right there, man. I'll be watching online with the family. And the thing is, I was just telling Jerry back there. I came up and asked him how many streams we had, just kind of curious. And while I'm looking on Facebook and everybody's kind of putting their pictures out there on Facebook, we have 5 or 6 people watching one stream, so I think we have so many people watching out there. And that's so cool that we have that opportunity now for not just in Harrisonville, but I think we have a lot of people from Lafayette able to watch the game.
Absolutely. One of the things me and Jerry talked about as well is we don't have a way for a lot of the students to go and watch it. They're going to have to watch it at home or maybe with a group of friends, which not really what we want them to do. But, when they're on their own on a Friday night, we've talked about, I may even talk to a couple of people, we can get somewhere outdoors. We can separate everybody, put a big projector up, and let everybody watch a game on a Friday night. Get us a camera over there and kind of tune in like we do with the Chiefs game.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing that can replace being here at Memorial Stadium, and I can say that from, years past. Being here on a Friday night, there's just honestly nothing like it. But taking the situation that we're in right now, having the opportunity to watch it online brings a lot of joy to a lot of people around Harrisonville.
So Jerry's telling me Joplin's leading Webb City. Phil Rogers just texted me and said 14-0 Sherwood over Holden, which is a shocking. I don't know if it's shocking to Sherwood folks or to Holden folks, but, Sherwood had been down the last couple of years, and right there they are. They're up 14-0. They broke a 41-game losing streak last year, and here they are, first game of the year, and they lead at 14-0, as that text I got from Phil just a little bit ago. We'll run down some other scores here in a little bit. Mr. Culpepper, thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon, I'm sure. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more on your halftime show brought to you by Suzy Q.
Cray's Boutique inside Artisans Corner and Salon 114 on the historic square are proud to spotlight HHS cheerleaders all season long. Not only a cheerleader, senior Cammie Setzer also runs her own boutique inside of Artisans Corner. She has a wide variety of clothes, enjoys ordering new items, and custom creates shirts and koozies.
Go see Cammie at Cray's Boutique and go Wildcats!
Something that good teams always possess is the fact they got each other's back. Schroeder Chiropractor in Harrisonville has your back. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, you will feel right at home. And they have a warm, family-friendly waiting area. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in the Bright Futures and Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
Sherwood Community Bank is the hometown bank with all the big bank perks. Internet banking, auto, home, boat, and farm loans. You can get it all at one of their 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville. Checking or savings account all you need? Don't worry. Sherwood Community Bank has you covered there as well. Stop going to the banks where you're just an account number. Go to Sherwood Community Bank where you're part of the family.
And tell them Braxton sent ya.
No matter the time of day, we could all use a Route 44 from Sonic. Good news, if you order in the Sonic app, you get happy hour all day. That means drinks are half price anytime on the Sonic app. Don't worry, it's still traditional happy hour from 2 to 4 every day at the Sonic of Harrisonville. So if you need to refuel with a drink or maybe you need a snack, come see the gang at Sonic and fuel up.
A strong lineup is always important no matter the sport. The same should go for your insurance company as well. At Stafford & Stafford Insurance, your auto, commercial, life, health, farm, and crop insurance is all under one roof. With a lineup like that, they are sure to have your team covered. Call the team that will line up with the best of them. Stafford & Stafford Insurance in Harrisonville, located on Commercial Street across from Holland's Auto Sale.
Suzy Q's, where the portion size is so big you're sure to leave full. Go get the signature Suzy Q's. You know, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket. While you're at it, add a tenderloin that needs 5 buns to cover it up. Don't forget to add a shake to make the experience complete. So next time you think, man, I wish we had an old drive-in, there's one 5 minutes away. Just take I-49 to Peculiar, and you'll be right there. When you plan a party, the last thing you want to do is worry about cooking and cleaning up that mess. Call the experts at Time for Seasoning Catering. Stephanie will help you plan and execute a brilliant menu for your celebration. Take the worry out of your event and let Stephanie wow your guests with a great menu that they'll be talking about for weeks. Whether a small get-together of friends or a big wedding, Stephanie will take care of you. Visit them online at timeforseasoning.com. That's THYME for seasoning.com to get her booked today.
All right, welcome back. We're just having some conversation up here in the press box, or outside of the press box, I should say. Everybody came outside. They have everybody in the press box, close quarters, wearing their masks, so everybody's kind of out on the patio, so to speak, out here social distancing and getting a breather in as it is warm in the press box. Let's run down some scores. Area note scores. 14-14, Adrian and Butler at the half. Lee Summit North is up 14-0 on Blue Springs South. Personal ramifications, California up 14-0 over Clinton. My wife's cousin is a coach on the Pintos, so they're up 14-0. This is one, Excelsior Springs up 27-14 over Savannah. A lot of people talked about Savannah being a sleeper this year, being a very good program, so we may be looking the other way. Maybe Excelsior Springs, they've done a good job with that program up there, got it turned around, and they're up by 13 on that one. Fort Osage up 7-6 over Kearney. 20-12, Green Valley over Smithville. Grandview and Truman tied at 7 apiece. Richmond all over Lathrop, 30-6. Blair Oaks beating Maryville 44-0 in that ball game. Lee Summit West up 13-7 over Park Hill. Liberty all over Blue Springs, 37-7 at halftime. That's one that which
Kelly
Donahoe moved to Rockhurst. And speaking of the Rockhurst, so Rockhurst is playing Ray-Pec Week 1. Donahoe is the head coach for the Hawklets now. And the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator are Greg Oder, who is at Blue Springs South, and Tom Cruz, who used to be at Ray-Pec. So all kinds of craziness there. Odessa up 20-0 at halftime over Southern Boone. Liberty North not playing this week because their game got canceled with the St. Louis area, or Bentonville. They were supposed to play Bentonville, Arkansas this week. Platte County up 21-14 over Park Hill South. Lafayette County all over Penny, 28-0. Pleasant Hill getting beat 18-7 to Booneville. as we roll down some more scores here. East Buchanan up 13-6 on South Harrison. And reffing at that game, Michael Royal, one of our new sponsors, Royal Ones Photography. So our sponsors will be seeing him in the next couple weeks, going to come in and take some good pictures for us as well. So he's up there at that game broadcasting it. Lincoln Prep up 28-0 over St. Joe Benton. There's my sleeper this year. Lincoln Prep has D1 talent on both sides of the ball. Several have already signed or committed to D1 programs. Staley up 10-6 over Columbia Rockbridge. Tipton 34-14 over University Academy. Warrensburg up 28-0 on Capital City, which is their first year of varsity football. And Winnetonka is up 20-17 over William Chrisman. So those are some scores at our halftime. And I want to thank everybody for joining us for our halftime show. And it's time for our Spirit Spotlight, brought to you by Salon 114 and Craig's Boutique on the square. Cameron Setzer is one of the seniors on the cheer team this year. This is her 4th year at Harrisonville cheerleader. She was chosen by her teammates as varsity captain. Cammie's best memory for her years of cheerleading is meeting her best friend Jenna. Cammie plans on graduating at semester and moving to Columbia, Missouri to begin cosmetology school at Paul Mitchell. Coach Quinlan says that Cammie's personality is captivating and her heart makes her well loved by her team. The returning cheerleaders respect her and her new cheerleaders look up to her. She's exactly the kind of leader our team needs this year. She has done an outstanding job as captain. And the Cat's going to kick it away, or we're going to do a round. And now they kick it deep, and it rolls inside the 10.
Stay in bounds.
And if it stays in, no, it goes
out at the 2.
And they tried to chase it down. Who was it down there? As they're doing a little bit of different stuff with their kickoffs this year. But you know what? They've done about 4 different things on 4 different kickoffs tonight. So there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot on film, and people are going to have to
defend it all.
So we will see. But the bad part is that one went out of bounds. If it would have stayed in bounds, well, Harrisonville could have picked it up. But it goes all the way up to the 35. So it's a 30.
Well, either a 7-yard or 7 points if we could have chased it down, because we had the angle on it.
So Saunders going to bring his team out. So Saunders will have Henderson in the backfield. McCrary off the end, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Going from left to right will be Lafayette. They're going to throw it out into the flats for Henderson. He's going to get about 3, and that's it. Stopped on the far sideline.
Number 9, Miles Henderson.
Trying to see those numbers on that blue on the gray. About impossible over there to see who that was that brought him down. So about a 4-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 6. We'll wait for the play from the sideline. We're just underway second half. Cats lead at 16-14 after holding Lafayette to end the first half. 2 wide receivers to your left, 1 to your right. Pistol formation for Saunders. He's going to hand off for Henderson, and he's got a running lane, but was drugged down in the middle there. Good tackle right in the middle. Campbell, the first one. Campbell playing, he was a defensive lineman, and Campbell now playing middle linebacker, able to grab him in the open field. Brings up a 1st and 10 up to the 45-yard line. So 10:55 to go here in the third. 2 wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Pistol formation again. This time they're going to pass it out in the flats. They get it to May. He's been trouble for the Cats tonight. He gets past midfield and steps out of bounds at the 47 of the Wildcats. Going to have about 7.
That puts him under over 100 yards with 103.
More importantly, 2 touchdowns. So 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. I take that on my fantasy team each week. That's about 22 points worth of points for a wide receiver. So here we go. 2 wide receivers to your left side. It'll be made to the right side. Pistol formation. McCrary behind Saunders. And usually with McCrary back there, and a couple of times he's been back there to help protect with the pass. And we'll see. And they're going to throw it out in the flats this time. Cats open field tackle. Read it perfectly. Sean Carruthers. Going to be a 4-yard loss, make it 3 yards, and a tackle for a loss for the senior. He read that one beautifully, and a great open field tackle. Brings up 3rd down for Lafayette. So the Irish of Lafayette have a 3rd down and 6 from their own 49 pistol formation.
They're overloaded over here. Well, they just moved somebody out.
So Henderson in the backfield behind Saunders. Cat's going to show blitz. They throw it in the flats, overthrow the target, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now it'll be decision time for the Irish at midfield area. Last time they were in this situation, they kind of did that pooch kick. So if you're the Cats, you kind of want to have a safety valve back there.
Yeah, and about the exact same position they were, place on the field they were at too as well.
So it is 4th down, 4th down and about 6 from their own 49. And it looks like they may punt this one away here. And that is what they're going to do, little kick, and it's going to go inside the 20 as the coaches are like, get away from the football. And it's going to roll sideways at about the 9. So it rolls inside of the 9. So the Cat's going to take over here. You need great insurance coverage like that kick coverage. Call Brad Sainer at Farmers Insurance for a quote today. Farmers, been there, covered that. 1st and 10 Cats from their inside their own 10-yard line. Jace Reynolds late in the second quarter, he had that 37-yard touchdown, and then he broke one for about 15 right at halftime. You may wonder if he's just getting ready to get started. Second half is where he has taken over in some football games this year. Van Horn comes to mind last year up and Independence. So 16-14 the score, and here they're going to go direct snap to Reynolds, and he tries to get to the outside, nowhere to go. Now misdirecting back the other way. And he's going to be chased down for a loss of a couple, and that'll bring it back to the 6. Mark him at the 7. So a 9.5 to go in the third. Cats lead 16-14, and this is that area of the field as Riley comes back in with the play. You don't want to do anything silly here and drop the ball or put it on the turf because you give Lafayette a short field. So they're going to have a wide receiver flanked out far side. Riley in the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield in front of him to protect. They're going to hand off for Reynolds. And Reynolds is into the secondary to the 20, 25, 30, to the 40. Cuts back midfield and drug out of bounds.
Number 25, Jace Reynolds, the ball carrier, takes it inside St. Joe.
43 yards on the run to midfield and gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone. And he's going to take a break. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. You know, and talking about in this pandemic, last 5-6 months, it is so important for small businesses now to go and patronize those small businesses. All of our great sponsors on 4Ts, go see them and take care of them. And we got a whistle and a timeout called. See here, timeout called by Harrisonville. So with that timeout, we'll keep it right here with you. And I was talking about those great sponsors. I'm going to step back here with Jerry. You know, all of our great sponsors: Colby's, Forged by Fire, American Heritage Realty, Holland's Auto Sales, Sherwood Community Bank, Lacey Dominic and Cameron Chenoweth. Lacey Dominic with Shelter, Cam Chenoweth with American Family, Show Me Auto Mall of Harrisonville, Stafford and Stafford Insurance, Trade Fair, Young's Auto Repair, Sherwood Community Bank. And Jerry just totally messed me up as I was going down that list. we'll get to the rest of them here after this one as we're getting ready to go back to action. Wildcats lead this one. 16-14, have the ball. So I'll go through that list here. Again, I got it in front of me. Now I can pull it up on mine. So ball at midfield. That timeout. Looks like Reynolds still on the sideline catching his breath there. So see who that is with him in the backfield now. Might be Ward back there. Could not quite see it. Couple of yards into Lafayette territory.
On the stop was number 6, Riley Ham.
That was Pesic with the run.
Joshua Pesic making his second carry tonight.
So Josh Pesic puts it into Lafayette territory. And now here's where, Gary, interesting. If you're the Wildcats, you get a touchdown here. You're up 8. You haven't kicked an extra point. Extra point makes you up 9 in a 2-possession game, or you go for 2 again like you've done the first 2 times. So decision had to be made if that comes up.
Do what got you here.
Absolutely. Pistol formation. And this one goes over Riley's head. He picks it up and falls on it on his own side of the field. High snap. Ball at his own 44-yard line. So now brings up 3rd down and about 16. And again, those mistakes for the Wildcats always seem to be compounded because they always seem to be on 3rd down and they keep drives alive, or 3rd down and they can squash a drive. So that one now makes it on 2nd down, makes it 3rd and long here. Instead of 2nd down or 3rd down and maybe 2 or 3 or a 1st down, you're looking at 3rd and long. Riley looking to pass. And he's got his man into the secondary he goes. That's twice he's thrown it. That was for Ward. He's thrown it into double coverage.
Pass intended for number 21, Jake Ward, the senior. It was broken up by number 7, Anthony Hawkins.
So it was a 3rd down and there was a hold. We'll see if they push him back or if they make him punt here.
They're making punt.
Holding penalty against the Wildcats.
So they're going to decline it. It'll bring up 4th down. Situations like that, Rivers got to know to pull that ball down and just throw it away or get it away from the defender. He threw it into 2 double coverage there. You got to know where to throw that ball. 4th down and long. And this one dribbles back, and able to get it off is Tiemann. And it'll be down at about the 41, so only about a 20-yard punt. Bring up 1st and 10 for Lafayette. So the Irish will have it on their own 41-yard line with 7:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And it's one of those situations there for the Cats. Luckily, it did not get blocked, and they were able to get it off and get a little bit out of that. So 2 wide receivers, 2 to your right, 1 to your left. Pistol formation for Saunders. Henderson with them in the backfield. They're going to go in motion, and they're going to pitch it to the up man to the outside. He goes, and down the sideline, he breaks it. He was out of bounds. He got stopped out. Looked like he was going down the sideline. So Oliver looked like he was going to break that one. And it was a hold. So that was a double whammy. It looked like he was going to score, and then you got to hold on top of that. So that one's coming way back.
So the sweep got the edge, but it's called back for holding.
And, you know, Gary, we talked about it a little bit at halftime, how much we talked about it's been a pretty crisp game. There's been a couple mistakes here and there, and then we get to the second half, and it looks like the first game of the year by far now.
And the ball goes back to the 26-yard line. Action in the
So all the way back to the 26.
Is that Peculiar or maybe – that's not Belton yet. I think that's just Peculiar.
I think Peculiar. That's what I was going to say. So Gary's catching on these days. 1st down and Peculiar for the Fighting Irish of St. Joe Lafayette. 3 wide receivers set out to the near side. and they're going to throw it into the flats on the screen for Henderson and let him get into space, and he's going to cut it all the way back across the field. Nothing called on that one, and down the sideline he goes out of bounds at the 40.
That's Miles Henderson.
So he picks up about 35 on that one and into Wildcat territory down to the 40. So Xander Johnson with the tackle out of bounds.
So first and 10, ball at the 40-yard line.
I think Kevin Thomas might have saw that one in the press box as
well. I think so too.
He says no flag there. So it'll be first and 10 up to the 40 of the Wildcats. They're going to stick with the 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right side, 1 to the left. Pistol formation Saunders. This time he's going to throw it out in the flats for Oliver, and Oliver goes into the end zone for 6. But again,
penalty flag is thrown. That penalty flag is here on the near side at the 31.
I thought he was just kind of jogging in because he knew he had an easy 6. I didn't see the penalty flag back here. So that'll be 2 big plays wiped off the board for Lafayette. It'll be a hold. And with it being a spot foul, it's going to make it first down and 10 at the 40. So that was a downfield holding at the 30, and it'll be first and 10 Lafayette. So pretty much we're just going to replay first down here.
I think this week they're going to work on pass coverage.
This time they're going to go 2 wide receiver set to the far side. Trying to keep track of numbers has been a little chaotic tonight, as they've had some change numbers. Wide receiver to the left, to the right. They're going to go in motion. They're going to go forward with it. There's another penalty flag. You're going to go to the far side, down the sideline, and out of bounds is Reed. That is Malik Reed.
Getting the edge, penalty flag once again thrown here on the near side, the 40-yard line.
It'll like a motion.
Yeah, so this will be a motion penalty. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll replay first down again. So 6:37 to go here in the third. Cats lead by a pair. You know, Cats have some alumni coaching on that sideline. Jake McInnes is down there, and a new one this year, Alex Bartlett, an assistant coach for the Wildcats. Glad to see him back on the sidelines. One of the best safeties I ever saw the Wildcats have.
And James Pesic, who played line but went to college and ended up playing running back, was quite the running back up in Illinois. So, yeah.
And there's probably others down there.
From way back.
And John Baker as well. So we got all kinds of alumni on the sideline. I'm probably still missing some. So it's going to be first and 15. We'll have a pistol formation come up, and it will be Saunders in the backfield. He'll have McCrary with him back there this time. He's been in for pass protection most of the time. Now they're going to throw a screen to him.
And it was read.
Read well. McCrary able to stay on his feet and get a couple. But again, read really well there by the Wildcats. And was that Sean Carruthers again back there, and also Weber also in, and I believe Johnson on that as well. So a kind of stagnant little section of the game here, I feel like.
But, I tell you what, I like the way Lafayette, they run some deep passes. They run some crossing patterns and also, flood an area. But they also run some screens, and I love that about football is some screens. When they come in the right time, boy, they can really get you a lot of yardage.
2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And they're going to throw it deep. They've got their man dropped. Oh, wide open Oliver, and he just short-armed it a little bit. Going to bring up third down and 13. That one was on your receiver there, as that was right in the hands. You had the one earlier that he just overshot May a little bit. Catch a big break right there because he was wide open.
Oh, absolutely. And he would have at least had the first down. Depending on what was happening downfield, he might have been able to cut it back and get a touchdown out of it.
So if you're just joining us, it's 16-14 in the third quarter. Wildcats lead it by 2. St. Joe Lafayette with a third down and long on the Wildcats side of the field. 3 wide receivers to your right, 1 to your left. pistol formation, and rolling out to throw is Saunders. He's going to throw it and picks off. The Cats get it. Xander Johnson with it to the 35, still on his feet to the 40, and up to the 45-yard line. Xander Johnson. So Xander Johnson with the interception, and he puts it up close to midfield. The quarterback with the tackle there, and the Cats catch a break. Turnovers make and break games, and that's a huge turnover at this point in the game. Now both of them with an interception in the ball game. So 1st and 10 from their own 45. Cats defense steps up big on the interception, and they'll have it from their own 45. And again, a chance to make this a 2-possession game if they can get a touchdown in some sort of conversion. 5:33 to go here in quarter number 3. So we had a timeout on the field. I think this is probably one of those water break sort of timeouts here when it's so hot early in the season.
And they had a pretty good drive going on there, until you started having some mistakes. You had a holding penalty, you had an illegal motion penalty, and that kind of put them in a position where they had 2nd and 3rd long, and that's what happens when you make mistakes, puts you in a bad position.
So it'll be Wildcat ball from their own 45-yard line. Riley to bring his team out, going to be flanked by Jace Reynolds. And, I was teasing a little bit with Jace a little bit ago. I'll talk about that after this play. 1st and 10 coming up for the Cats. And they're going to hand off for Reynolds, and he falls down. It looked like he lost his footing. Jace did not make All-State on the coaches team. He did make All-State on the media and that All-State team. So he did get some All-State accolades. However, still has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. So we'll see what happens. 5:12 to go here in quarter number 3. Ball from their own 42-yard line.
Trevor was down for a little bit, and so since they had to call timeout, they had to send him out for at least one play. Not sure what's.
He's got nicked up a little bit tonight. He's working hard in the inside and at linebacker.
And Cats to the line.
169.
So here we go. 2nd and 13 for the Cats. They're going to hand off for Reynolds. He cuts back. No, he's going to lose yardage again. Another 3-yard loss. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 16. And we hit on this a little bit in the first half, Gary. First down passes to change it up a little bit. Again, we had those 2 runs right there, back-to-back with Reynolds. Now you're in 3rd and long on your own side of the field.
I think they're being tipped off by some adjustments for each play where they're running it. And, they need to meet some counter, if nothing else. A pass would be a good one, but some counter stuff because they are following what they're being told is going to happen.
So they're going to bunch it, and then Reynolds hands off for Vance. And, again, they're reading these. These are the same 3 or 4 plays we've seen most of the ball game, and Lafayette all over it on that drive right there. And you're going to see a lot of that early season anyway because they haven't had a lot of time to work as an offense. So you're probably pretty vanilla these first couple of games. You're in the non-conference. So that's probably a lot to do with it as well, as they've been practicing since August 10th. So that could be what it is as well. So a little skip, and they're going to get it off. Good punt by the Cats. Picked up by Oliver, though, and he's going to go back down the sideline. He's only got a couple to beat, and he's going to be hit and wrapped up at the Wildcat 25. So a giant return by Oliver.
Takes it all the way inside Wildcat territory.
And it's down to the 25-yard line with 3:34 to go here in the 3rd. And the Cats clinging to that 2-point lead. Feel like it's been 16-14 for a long while. So ball to the 24. 1st and 10 for
for the Fighting Irish.
Lafayette. So the Fighting Irish of Lafayette have it in Wildcat territory. Great field position here. Saunders going to have Henderson with him in the backfield. And bunch formation up there by the line of scrimmage for Lafayette. And they're going to hand it off. And I don't think that was Henderson, but he is drilled at about the 25-yard line by the Wildcats. Let's see who that was with the hit. That was Ethan Murray. Ethan with the stick. A tackle for a loss, about a yard loss. So Cats rotating players in and out here. We'll have to bring our light next week. I feel like it's gotten dark earlier than it normally does. Joe Esco checks in with number 62. I'm so used to 62 being Brody Rogers for all these years. I had to see who that was. 3 wide receiver set, 2 your left side, 1 to your right side. A lot of times when they overload it, they're going to go that way with the screen. And they're going to throw that way over the middle this time, though, into the 10, the 5, down to about the 1 yard line. And player down on the field. So Reed with the catch down to the 2. Murray checks in, and Reed is down. Trevor Campbell with the big hit there. It's going to be first down and goal. So for the Wildcats here, this is going to be a big section of the football game. You know, we talked about it. They've had 2 times with a 2-point lead that they could have made this a 2-possession game and have come up empty, Gary.
Yeah, and, you know, the way Lafayette's been passing the ball and moving the ball, if they get a touchdown here, we're going to have to come back, you know, depending on what they do as far as they do an extra point or they do a 2-point. Touchdown can put us ahead, but we're going to have to stand strong on defense at one of these next series.
Absolutely. So 2:42 to go here in quarter number 3, and Lafayette is knocking on the doorstep.
Set up by a wonderful, wonderful punt return. Didn't get the yardage, but it was probably close to a 40-yard return.
So the ball first and goal. 2 wide receivers, right side, 1 to the left, pistol formation for Saunders. He's going to go up under center now. He has Henderson behind him in the backfield, and they're going to hand off. And there is a penalty flag.
Touchdown, penalty flag thrown. Miles Henderson, number 9.
And if that's a hold, that'll be terrible, as that is going to push him back 10 yards.
It's going to be a lineup something because they're trying to figure out how many people are on the line of scrimmage. So they may have been an illegal formation of some kind.
So a false start or illegal formation brings it to a first and goal from the 6-yard line now. So ball at the 6. And it'll replay a first down here. So it looks like now we're going to have a timeout maybe on the field. Not sure what's going on here as they're coming off of the field. Maybe a helmet malfunction there. Bringing a new player into the ball game. It looks like Hogan. Michael Hogan maybe. So I'm not real sure. There's only 10 seconds on the play clock in Lafayette. Now they're going to go
direct snap
to Henderson here. And it's a high snap. And now looks like
they never set. So
no set. This is going to push him back again.
And actually, he threw the ball, so it should be a Harrisonville ball on the 20 because the ball went out of bounds, and he didn't have possession of it when it went into the end zone.
They're discussing now if the ball came
out. So we will see what happens.
Yep, that's what they're doing. Harrisonville ball on the 20.
So it will be Harrisonville football. You're in the lawn, need some TLC, owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcat. Heltz Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need 1 roll of sod, a scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call, 816-540-2020. Set up a quote for new sod installation. Heltz Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill. Is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
So the illegal shift is declined.
So 2:19 to go, third quarter, and the Cats come up big.
Catch a big break.
Absolutely. So I saw him do that, and this is the bad thing because I feel bad for Miles Henderson there. All he was thinking was there was a penalty. I'm just going to try to stretch it out, jump it over. Didn't even think about it going into the end zone like that. And so now that's a break for the Cats. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20. See what the Cats dial up on first down this time. And here they go. They're going to go pass first down, and they're going to throw it over the head of Vance.
So pass intended for number 33.
With 2:13 to go here in the third. So I like it. You know, it's like sometimes I feel like Coach Meeks listens through my headset or something because I was like, well, maybe a pass on first down, and there we go with the pass. Again, we go back to that. A lot of this is just vanilla stuff. You've only had a couple of weeks of practice. You don't have a ton of plays put in there. I like that to set them off on first down, so we'll see what happens on 2nd and 10 here. And now this is where I'd think counter on this situation just to keep it honest still. And here they go. They're going to hand off, and up the middle they go with Reynolds. And Reynolds with those hard yards is going to get 6.
Reynolds takes it across the 25 to about the 27 on the stop, number 7, Anthony Hawkins.
And you know what I like about that play call right there? Brings up 3rd and 4. That's we're going to run right up the middle. We're just going to see if he can stop us. They're just running some dive plays here to try to get those first downs. So 145 and counting here in quarter number 3. Cats lead by 2. Catch a big break on the turnover. Out of the touchback on the fumble. 2 wide receivers set near side on 3rd and 4. And here they go. Give it to Reynolds. Reynolds to the outside to the 30. Cuts back 32 and then stutter steps up to about the 35-yard line. So a first down, about 8 yards, 7 yards for Reynolds there. As the ball up to the 33 with 1:25 to go in the third. So brings up a 1st and 10. Ball at the 33-yard line. 1:25 to go. 2 wide receivers now, far side, right side, and that is a busted play there. As the players moved before the ball, I think the center might have not got that one off quite in time right there.
Yeah, and then it kind of rolled and trickled back too. So,
but heads up play for us to fall on that there because you saw that last time. They could have said it was a dead ball that time, which what I would like to know from a former coach sitting back here producing, what is the difference between a false start or an illegal procedure that it's not a dead ball like that one on the end zone? Because a lot of times those are plays dead from the beginning, so I don't know how.
That was a motion.
Okay.
The first one was a motion.
Reynolds has got it to the outside. Is he going to cut back? He does it to 30, spins out of a tackle, and he's going to have a hold back there on 1st and 15. And, you know, we talked about it at halftime. I probably smacking on that proverbial dead horse, but we talked about how it's been a clean game in the first half for a first game of the year. And this third quarter has been anything but that, as both teams trading backwards plays in this third quarter. That's a big one. That pushes them back inside their own 20 to their own 19. So it'll be a 23, 2nd and 23 for the Cats here. Or 24, 1st and 24, because that was on a first down carry. So good news is it was on first down. So here we go. They throw it out in the flats for, I don't think that was Atkinson. I think that was number 9, actually, Coffee. And that brings it up to 2nd down and 17. So Cats trying to get out of the shadow of their own end zone here. Brings up 2nd down and long. So 42 seconds to go still here in the third. So 2nd down and 18.
30 seconds left to play in this third quarter.
Cats will have to get a snap off here before the end of the quarter. 9 seconds on the play clock. Now they rush up to the line with 5 seconds. And here they go, direct snap to Reynolds, and Reynolds just goes right up the middle with it, up to about the 30. And it'll bring up third down and 13.
Close to the 30-yard line, or brings up third down.
So 3 quarters in the books. The Cats lead by 2 with the football as we go to quarter number 4. We'll be right back after this.
Moments away. And switching sides we go. When play resumes, third down. 13 for the
Sure, you could drive to the city and save a few dollars on tires. Why? Young's Tire and Wheel Center in Harrisonville is family-owned and operated, and their clients are like family. That, coupled with free flat repair on new tires for the life of your tire, means you would be crazy to drive around all over the place and save a dollar. Trust Young's. That's who 4T's trust to get them safely to all Wildcat home games and away. Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial in Harrisonville. When it comes to fast service, reasonable prices, Young's Auto Repair is the place. Whether it's a standard oil change, new brakes, or something major, William and Michelle with Young's Auto Repair will make sure they are back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pocket. Don't break the bank when your vehicle needs service. Instead, come to the shop that keeps cost in check and you rolling back down the highway. Young's Auto Repair right across the street from Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial. All right, 3 quarters in the books. The Wildcats lead it by 2, and they'll have a third and long from their own 30 coming up.
And they're going to have a fight in the fourth quarter. I mean, they've got the lead, but, you know, they're playing on their side of the field. That's where they've played most of the third quarter, and that's where they're starting the fourth quarter on their side of the field. They need to flip no matter what. If they don't get a first down here, they need to flip the side of the field because that big punt return a while ago really put it that way and put them in that position.
Well, here we go on third down. They're going to give the handoff to Reynolds. Outside he goes to the 30, nowhere to go. Tries to cut back and going to be bottled up. Might have got a yard. We'll see. But it'll bring up fourth down. Now the Cats are going to have to punt it away.
By number 7, Anthony Hawkins. And number 17, Michael Hogan. So fourth down for the Cats. Ball at the 32-yard line here on the near side. Punt formation will be shown. Teeman to punt.
So here we go. Teeman set to punt this one away.
Miles Henderson to receive.
Back at his own 20, and this one skips to him, and he's going to have to eat it at his own 17-yard line. So that one skips back to Teeman, and he had nowhere to go with it, and now Lafayette going to be in beautiful field position at their own 18-yard line.
Snap puts it back with St. Joseph.
So
it first and 10.
In the red zone is Lafayette from the 17 of the Wildcats. And the mistakes have compounded here in this second half of this one for both sides.
Technical difficulties. The officials, technical difficulties.
2 wide receivers. The play clock not resetting there. So the way they did that was.
Ready to reset the scoreboard. The clock malfunctioned.
So it'll be a first and 10 for Lafayette when we get the clock figured out here. So we'll see how they do that. There's 11:10 to go here in the fourth. The Cats lead by 2, but Lafayette is knocking on the door. First and 10 after the muffed punt in the backfield there. And definitely third quarter looked, and the start of this fourth quarter has looked more like a first game and in teams that have only had a couple weeks of practice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Harrisonville happened to be on the bad side of that because we had some mistakes. Lafayette had a really good punt return that kept it in our territory, and so we've been playing with our backs against the wall most of the third quarter.
So here we go.
We are ready to resume. Clock is functioning. Back to the ball game. 1st and 10.
First down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Pistol formation for Saunders. He's got Henderson back there in the backfield with him. 2 wide receivers, right side, 1 to the left. And they're going to hand off fake to Henderson. Throw it out in the flats. Almost picked off. Good open field play by the Wildcats.
I thought that was going to be a pick six.
That was Carruthers coming in there. He has had a great game tonight. We've called his number several times. He's had a couple of good open field tackles.
He's been on the island by himself, and he just about had the island to himself all the way down to the other side.
So 2nd down and 10. Wide receiver far out to the right side this time, 2 to the left side. As we're on the near hash, they're going to go in motion, and they're going to go up the middle with Henderson. He runs into his own blocker, now tries to bounce to the outside and does. Down to the 10, to the 5, and he is down. Touchdown, Lafayette. We'll see. Now there's a whistle over there.
There is no signal for touchdown.
So it's all looked like the far sideline. They showed touchdown.
Number 9, Miles Henderson, the ball carrier.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 at about the 1-foot line.
That'll be about down inside the 1, just short of the end zone.
So
1st and goal to go for the Irish. At 10:44.
So it'll be 1st and goal to 1. And now they're going to go up under center. If I am Saunders, I just push this one right into the end zone here. And they're going to hand off for Henderson, and he walks it in. And it is 20-16, a 4-point lead for Lafayette and the Fighting Irish. Extra point coming up here. So we await the extra point here. It's a 4-point game. See if they go for 2. We're going to kick it here, make it a 5-point game. A hard decision here, and I think they're going to go for it. You make it a 6-point game, that means you have to get a 2-point conversion or an extra point to go ahead in the game, and they're going to go with it, and Saunders throws it over the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Reed in the back of the end zone. So it'll be a kickoff coming. We'll take a quick timeout.
There are a ton of choices for home appliances, but only one you need to know. That's Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center in Harrisonville. Today, it's more important than ever to support small business. Troby's prides themselves on American-made appliances, competitive prices, and unmatched service, from installation to service calls if any issue may arrive. Troby's is your hometown appliance center.
Next time you're in the market for a home appliance, think Troby's first on Plaza Drive right behind Hawthorne Bank.
All right, 10:29 to go in regulation. I should say regulation, but 10:29 to go in the 4th quarter here. It's a 4-point game, 20-16, Lafayette with the lead.
17-yard, 3-play touchdown, capped off by the 1-yard touchdown run by Henderson. The attempt for 2-point was unsuccessful, and as you said, St. Joe Lafayette on top 20-16 with 10:29 left in the ball game.
And this is where the 2-point conversions so mess up a ball game and scoring. Now it's a 4-point game, so if you get a touchdown, you're up by 2. Well, if you get a 2-point conversion, then you make it a 4-point game. That they have to score a touchdown and can't kick a field goal. It all comes into play now. It's a little pooch kick up to the up man at the 35. Steps out of bounds at the 40 for the Wildcats.
They're going to get an extra 15. I really hate that. That was kind of incidental contact as they went out of bounds. I don't think he was attempting to hit him, but they're going to get 15 because he hit on the wide out of bounds.
And that is backup quarterback Espen Glenn on the return right there for the Wildcats. As a freshman, come in last year for us in a couple of big games when River was out of the ball games and played some good football. He had a couple of plays that he looked like a junior or senior, directing traffic and throwing touchdown passes. So they will give them another 15, and that'll set the Cats up down to the 43 of Lafayette with 10:26 to go in the fourth.
And just what the doctor ordered, we've been playing in our side of the field the whole third quarter and the start of the fourth. Now we get a start in theirs and hopefully play the rest of the game in their side.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 down to the 43-yard line. Shotgun formation with Riley. And he's going to go counter. No, he's going to hand off for Reynolds, and Reynolds going to get to the outside, to the 40, to the 30. Sideline out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Pursued out of bounds by the senior Xavier Nichols, number 4.
So an 18-yard gain
And that put him over 200.
Jace Reynolds.
204 yards on 25 carries.
That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. You know, we were talking about a vanilla offense, 10:05 and counting here in the third quarter. Ball to the 25. And this time they're going to give it to Reynolds the other way. He's going to cut back, and he's going to be held, and that's coming backwards. You know, we were talking about third quarter with like the vanilla offensive plays. You don't have a lot of time to install offense when you don't have any summer programming. But Jace is showing why Coach Meek sticks with that throughout a ball game, because, you know, it's one of those things that you just keep going back to that, well, it's going to work. And you've seen that here. He's busted off several chunk yardage plays here in the second half. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 14.
Illegal motion declined by them. So now he's back down to 200 yards even, unofficially.
So 9:48 to go and counting here, fourth quarter, 20-16. Cats up by 4. Wide receiver to the near side. On the right side, shotgun formation, hand to Reynolds, and Reynolds right up the middle.
No, that's Pesic.
Pesic to the 10, to the house. Touchdown, Wildcats. Joshua Pesic.
29 yards.
Changed it up, Joshua Pesic, and they're so built similar. So hard to tell with those. And, you know, that was his MO last year. Just a carry here, carry there, and he had the best carries for the Cats because he got them big yards when they needed them. That was huge. It's a 2-point lead, and it looks like a 2-point conversion coming up here. It is going to be a conversion attempt. See if the Cats can be on target in this conversion attempt. Brought to you by the good folks and they're tackled in the end zone here. So it'll redo the 2-point conversion here. All conversion attempts by the Cats to see if they're on target. Brought to you by Cass County Guns and Ammo. You want to fix your target, go to Cass County Guns and Ammo and get taken care of. 9:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2-point conversion is upcoming. Second opportunity for that 2-point conversion here.
This is where I give it to Pesic probably and just go up the middle.
It looks like that's what they're going to do, put the ball on the turf. And
they can get 2 points. That's in college, right?
College, yes.
I turned around to Jerry because I knew he'd know the answer.
I don't know. I think in college, I know in the pros you can do it now, too. So high school, it is a dead ball. So back to a 2-point advantage for the Wildcats with 9:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. The touchdown brought to you by our good friends at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. The touchdown of the tires on the pavement is an important one for you and your family. Go to Young's Tire and Wheel Center and get some new tires today. So the ball is going to be placed on the 40-yard line for the Cats to kick it away.
Well, and here's kind of the gut check for both teams. Really hot. As the booth said a while ago, it was 197 degrees in the booth. Well, the field's not much different on that unnatural turf. And so it's pretty hot as well. And there's a lot of sweat has already been left on the field. So players are going to have to from both teams are going to have to really suck it up here, and basically this kind of the strong man wins here.
The battle of the fittest, so to speak, in these early season games. 9:27 to go here in the fourth.
I can assure you I would not kick this deep because both have hurt us.
Henderson and May are the two that have a lot of name called tonight. Actually, they count for all three touchdowns. And here they go. They dance around, and then they kick it. And this one is going to be over the head and kicked deep inside the 10 of the 5. But you don't want to give him some time to get set up. And May bounces out of a couple of tackles up to about the 20. Now, this is if you're the Cats, you want to flip some field position here.
Kickoff field of number 9, Miles Henderson on the stop, number 12.
You know what's interesting about when you only have about 250 people in the stands? There's bats flying around.
Bats and stink bugs with the lights and, everything.
A little bit different when you don't have a full house here. Definitely some new things we've seen this first game of the season. 9:22 to go, fourth quarter. Lafayette stands at their own 20-yard line. Pistol formation. Saunders has Henderson with him in the backfield. In that pistol, 2 wide receivers set. Now they're going to flip-flop sides. It'll be 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Back off the end is McCrary, and he's looking to pass. He's going to throw it in the flats for May, and the Cats had that one read well, but somehow able to get out there, get 5 yards. It brings up second down. So Campbell and Vance on the tackle. Not sure how May did that. He was dead to rights at the 20 and able to get up to the 25-yard line. He's had a good game for Lafayette. So the Irish from their own 25. Wide receiver right side, wide receiver to the left, way out to the left side.
He's a freshman.
Is Malik Reed out to the near side here, pistol formation. They're going to go in motion with it, and they're going to go up the middle with it. And in through traffic is Henderson, rattles through a couple of tackles, spins out of one, and up to the 33-yard line where he's brought down. Sean Carruthers in there, and Atkinson. And that's the name we haven't called a lot tonight is Atkinson. On offense, a lot of the throws have been to other receivers so far. So 1st and 10 for Lafayette up to the 33, out of the shadow of their own end zone, trail by 2 with 8:10 to go in the fourth. Cats show blitz, and they're going to pass it, and down the sideline they go. Good catch right there in traffic on the far side. That is Xavier Nichols with the catch. He had to go behind him on that, and he's going to get 9. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1 from about the 41-yard line.
A freshman, Cameron Lawfell, freshman, is playing defensive back or against the wide receiver on this side.
Cats got to watch on this side. They got 2 guys out to the near side, playing a little bit off of them there, and Henderson's going to have a first down up to about the 45-yard line. Clock will stop with 7:29 as they reset those chains. So Gary talked about it a little bit ago. The rest of this fourth quarter going to be a battle of attrition here. Who has the most stamina to get this victory? Cats trying to get a stop, and the Irish trying to take the lead. 2 wide receivers, left side, 1 to the right side, pistol formation. Saunders has McCrary in the backfield with him, and they're going to hand to McCrary this time, nowhere to go. Gets to the outside, but wrapped up and taken down. I believe that's Campbell out there. A couple others. So Campbell and others over on the far side. Wonder if the coaches, if I requested that they don't wear the gray jersey so I can see their numbers that they list to me. And, hey, I know, speaking of the coaches, a lot of the coaches' wives probably are sitting at home watching this football game tonight, so maybe they can put a bug in their ear for us.
And Colin Carruthers came limping off. He's over here. I don't know what the problem is, but it's something that looked like maybe a leg.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 12. Cats again show blitz. They're going to throw it out in the flats for Henderson. Good cutback. He's going to have almost a first down, and he slides back to the middle, and that brings up a 3rd down and 2. So 3rd and 2 coming up. I'll tell you what, the screen pass has hurt the Cats tonight as we're halfway through the 4th, under 6 to go, and the Cats leading 22-20.
Yes, it has. And you don't see that much in high school, but it has been very effective for St. Joe Lafayette tonight.
Yeah, they've got the players that can run that, and they've done a good job of it. So wide receiver left, wide receiver right, under center goes Saunders this time, and he's going to hand off right off the side. There's going to be a flag at the line of scrimmage.
He didn't get the first down. Not sure what the flag is, but
so he was stacked up about a half-yard short and a flag thrown. See if there was an offside, or it looks like they're pointing towards.
Well, again, they're talking about lineup, how many people are on the line, so not sure, because this line judge is checking the other line to see how many people are on the line on that side.
So again, illegal shift on, or legal procedure on Lafayette. And
big decision here, whether you make 4th down and short or make him go 3rd down again, and because it's probably going to be two down territory for him anyway, so 4 down territory.
So both teams, Cats actually with 2 timeouts, 3 timeouts left for Lafayette, and 5:31 to go, and the Cats with a 22-20 lead. First half, we talked about a crisp first half. 3rd quarter looked like a first game of the season, looked like one of those games or some of those plays that you'd see in a jamboree with teams that have just had a couple of weeks under their belt. And both teams are battling here in the 4th quarter, wanting to start the season 1-0. And they're going to mark it off 5 yards. So back to their own 49. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 7. So 3rd and 6 is where they're going to mark it. So they're going to flip-flop it here.
3rd down and 6.
They're going to go with
49-yard line. Action to be here on the near side. 5:26 and rolling up to play in the contest. Play coming in for the Irish.
So they're going to go 3 wide receivers out to, and a lot of times when they overload that, they try to do a little screen or something out to that side. We'll see what they do here on 3rd down. And Saunders looking that way. Now he's going to cut back right, and he's going to throw it wide open down the sideline to the 26, and then a penalty flag. That may be a horse collar or another 15. And I'll tell you where the mistake was on that. When Saunders rolled out, the defender came off the ball and off of the receiver and went towards Saunders, and that left the receiver open. We got a couple of flags here. We'll see what they're going to call. And that'll push them all the way down to about the 13 with 5:03 to go.
That's a horse collar penalty.
So it was a horse collar on the near side. And the ball down to the 13-yard line with 5:03 left in the 4th quarter. Cats have a 22-20 lead, but the Irish of Lafayette, I almost said Notre Dame. The Irish of Lafayette in St. Joseph have a 1st and 10 knocking on the Wildcats' door. Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to your right. McCreary behind.
Ball spotted.
And now a 5-yard penalty. So, again, both teams struggling here to grab hold of this game. Lafayette's had a couple of big plays, and then they do that, and Harrisonville's had a couple of big plays. So back and forth we go.
4:46 and rolling up to play in the contest.
Ball placed back at almost the 19, between the 18 and 19. Saunders going to bring the play to the line of scrimmage. He's going to have McCreary behind him in the backfield. He's going to have a wide receiver out near side is Oliver, along with Oliver and Nichols to the near side. They're going to go in motion with Oliver. Then they're going to throw it out in the flat to Oliver. Being chased from behind. He's inside the 10 to the 5 to the house. Touchdown, Lafayette.
Number 1, Kingston Oliver.
And Oliver into the end zone. It's a 4-point lead with 4:13 to go in this one. So 26-22, the seesaw battle continues, and the Lafayette Irish lead it by 4. Extra point coming up.
5-minute and 15-second drive.
And you can just see the speed on that drive, and that's been the difference on offense versus defense with Lafayette to Harrisonville. Lafayette's had a little bit of speed on them. Ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage, so that 2-point conversion fails, and it's still a 4-point game with 4:13 to go. We'll take a timeout. Cats trail by 4 late in the 4th.
One of Harrisonville's oldest and its most reliable realtors, American Heritage Realtors. With almost 40 years of experience, they will take all the stress out of buying and selling a home. Add in being the #1 seller of properties on Zillow, and American Heritage should be the only call you make when you're ready to buy or sell your home. Experience, reliability, and results. That's American Heritage Realtors next to Sonic on South Commercial Street.
All right, 4:13 to go here in the 4th quarter. If you're joining us late, I think we've probably got quite a few people watching live with us. Remember, if you're watching live and you want to know when kickoff of the next week is going to be, subscribe to the Facebook channel so you'll get those updates during the week and that you can watch the games live. Also, go to our Facebook page, 4T's Broadcasting, and you can like that page as well to get all of the updates from 4T's Broadcasting.
Well, you got recently had 416 listening, and they're watching a good game. I mean, it's a tight game. It's going to come down to, well, the last drive probably by either team. Lafayette answered their side of it, so now can Harrisonville answer their side and take it the length in the last 4 minutes and 13 seconds and score a touchdown.
And you would like about a 4-minute and 9-second drive if you're the Wildcats. Maybe 4 minutes and 13 and score in the last play.
4 minutes I'm okay with. I mean, but a lot can happen in 13 seconds too.
So set to kick it away is Lafayette. They're going to go from the right to the left.
They just about got a penalty because you had too many people on this side. I think, is that not a penalty jury in high school? I can't remember.
So a little short kick, going to squib it down to the 20, picked up by the Cats at 25. Ball on the turf, and it's a fight for it. Lafayette, I think, came up with it. Oh, my stars, they did. That's huge. Now the defense is going to have to make a decision, or they're going to have to get a stop here with 4:08 to go. Ball at the 28-yard line. Crazy the things you can hear on a Friday night when there's not very many people here either. I can hear the dogs across the way. There was a roar on the other side of the stadium, and it woke some dogs up on the far side.
Inside Wildcat territory, the 28, action on the far
So
side.
good news is there's 4 minutes and 8 seconds left, and the Cats have 2 timeouts. The bad news is Lafayette has it at their 27-yard line. Cats defense, which is already tired, going to have to make a stop here. Pistol formation, Saunders has 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the left, and they're going to give it to McCrary, and a penalty flag on this one, and it goes for a first down, but it's going to come back. They've had several of those penalties here in the second half. So, again, I think they're not covering somebody up on an end or something because that keeps happening.
Well, it looked like the right end was putting his hand down whenever the ball was snapped, but not sure.
So it'll bring up a first down and 15 for Lafayette here with 4:01 to go in the 4th. Cats trail by 4. They need a big play on defense here for the Cats. So 4:01 to go. 4th quarter, 26-22. 2 wide receivers to your left, 1 to your right. And that's a high snap, almost the break they needed. And now Saunders is going to take it out of bounds, bring up a second down and about 9. But you don't want to do that. As you run out of bounds, you want to cut back in right there or slide down to keep the clock running. Instead, that lets the Cats conserve some clock and brings up a second down and about 10. So
Saunders gets the ball to the original line of scrimmage.
brings up second down and 10 from about the 28-yard line with 3:54 to go. So second and 10 coming up, 3:54 to go. Here in quarter number 4, Cats trail by 4. Wide receiver to left, wide receiver right, under center is Lafayette, and they're going to hand off. Henderson nowhere to go. Open field tackle by the Cats, going to lose about 3 here.
Miles Henderson, number 9, he'll be wrapped up in his own backfield, brings up third down.
With 3:43 to go. Cats going to try to hold on to those timeouts here. Third down and about 13 with 3:35 and counting. We'll try to keep track of that clock for you as well as we can. We've got the score up on the screen. We don't have the clock up there, so we will keep you track. They're running that clock down. There's about 10 seconds on the play clock, and there's 3:20 here in the fourth quarter and counting. So they're going to have to hurry and snap this and get in sync here. Now Lafayette has to call a timeout, so they were able to waste a lot of time. Third down and 14 coming up. If you're the Cats, you just want to keep everything in front of you. Don't give them a 4th and 1 or 2. You want it to be 4th and 8 or 10 that they've got to do something different here. So we'll see what the Wildcats can do here on a 4th down.
And Lafayette's been very successful. I mean, their percentages of passes are way above 50%. I haven't checked it yet. But do you want to take that chance because you throw a pass incomplete that stops the clock, gives Harrisonville more time? So that's where the decision is going to make. Are you going to pass and take the chance with a 3rd and 13, or are you just going to run it, hopefully get some yardage? I don't know if they're going to do a 4-down territory and just try to run it again, or you're going to punt and try to get it down to the, inside the 10, because they're not going to gain much if they kick it out of the end zone. So
we will see what happens. Green Valley all over Smithville, 34-18 in that ball game. Truman up on Grandview, 20-16. Truman's been down the last couple of years, so seeing them, Grandview's had some solid teams. Well, Richmond all over Lathrop, 44-6. Third down and long coming up, pistol formation. Saunders has Henderson behind him in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to your left, 1 to your right, and they're going to pass, and they're going to go for it all here. Way high and over the
pass falls incomplete.
Defender and receiver's head. Brings up 4th down and 13. Now, I don't know what's going to happen right here, Gary, but if I'm betting, if I'm calling a play here, I'm going with the backside screen that has worked for them all game long and get Henderson in space. If you're not going to do that, you're going to do a shovel pass up front as somebody moving across in motion. That's what I'd look. So big 4th down coming up. 2 wide receivers to your right, 1 to your left. Shotgun formation this time, and just to punt it deep and into the end zone.
They only gained about 12 yards. That's what kind of surprises me. But if they were going to do that, I'd have taken a chance on running the ball. Who knows what if you'd have gotten some.
Yeah, I mean, net difference is 11 yards there. But also, I see the safe side of that, too, in not turning over the ball on a pick 6 or something like that could happen. So 1 tick under 3 minutes to go here in this ball game, and the Wildcats need a come-from-behind victory down 26-22. And you would like to start the season 1-0 because you're going to have a hungry Maryville Spoofhound team next week who just got popped 51-8 to Blair Oaks tonight. So 1st and 10, Cats from their own 20. There's the snap. They're going to give it to Reynolds, and Reynolds cuts back and past the 25 to about the 27-yard line with 2:52 to go. Cats are going to have to roll it quickly here.
Number 75, Fabian Hudson, the senior.
So with 2:45 to go.
On the play.
Oak Park over Lee Summit, 33-27 as I'm looking at some of these scores. West Platte up 56-8 over Lone Jack at halftime. Wow. So here we go. on second down. Riley looking to pass. He throws it in the flats, has his man, and he cut back inside, got the first down. See where they spot this one.
Number 21, the pass reception senior here on the near side. Number 5, Derek May.
So the clock is stopped. So I guess that's a first down at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. First down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Two wide receivers to the left side this time. Riley looking to pass. No, he's going to hand off for Reynolds. Reynolds right up the middle of the 40 to the 50. Lowers his helmet to the 45 and still on his feet inside the 45 to the 43-yard line with 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Big run by Reynolds. 26 yards, 43. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first with 2:02 to go in the contest. Two wide receivers near side, shotgun formation down to the 44-yard line of Lafayette. Hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to stay on his feet inside the 40 to 39, and now the Cats will call one of those 2 timeouts with 1:47 to go.
Number 6, Riley Ham.
So a 4-yard gain brings up second down.
1:47 left to play.
236 yards. Is that what I see for Reynolds?
29 carries, 236 yards.
So minute 47 to go here in this one. The Cats trail 26 to 22.
One timeout left for the Cats.
One timeout left.
You know, now would be a good time for us to run a screen or a counter. Maybe Pesic up the middle again. Also, I mean, Pesic's run well, but also Ward has run well as well. So
just a change of pace is what you could use right here if you're the Wildcats.
Because you know they're probably keying on Reynolds right now.
Absolutely.
I would.
And even keying on him, though, has not been the greatest for him as he's still getting those hard yards. So second down and 6 for the Cats.
The thing about it is you've only got a minute and 47 seconds and you got 40 yards to go. And with one timeout, you can't really pound the ball very long.
But if you're getting first downs, it does stop the clock. You can get up there too. So definitely a minute 47 today is different than it was a couple of years ago. And they're going to hand off to Reynolds. No, it'll be Riley, and he has nowhere to go, but he cuts back inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. And now it's going to be third down and 5 with 1:35 to go. Cats back up to the line of scrimmage. You got Atkinson and Ward near side here. So 3rd and 5 coming up for the Cats. You know they're in 4-down territory. Reynolds, secondary to the 30, 25, 20. First down, Wildcats down to the 19-yard line. Jace Reynolds. Clock will stop. Should stop, but it's not stopped. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first.
1-2 left to play. Here's the deal. It's 1st and 10 from the 20. Ball between the seams.
So 1:05 to go here. 1st and 10 from the 19. 1 minute to go in the ball game.
Whistles are blown.
Timeout called by Lafayette with 57.9 to go.
They want to talk about it. Here's the deal. Under 1 minute left to play. 57.9.
So 57.9. Cats have the ball at the 19-yard line of Lafayette. With 19 yards to go, 57 seconds, down by 4, Gary. Hey, we wanted Friday Night Lights. We get a late night Friday Night Lights here, coming down to it. So 57.9 seconds to go here. Cats trying to get a touchdown. So 57.9, 26-22. Jace Reynolds over 250 on the ball game. 30 carries for 250, is that right?
30 carries for 250 unofficially.
So 57.9 to go. Cats have a 1st and 10 in the red zone, just inside the 20, almost to the 19-yard line. They have 1 timeout left, both squads with 1 timeout left. 57.9. 2 wide receivers to your right.
1st and 10.
Pesic off the end. Reynolds with Riley. And false start on the Cats. You know, we talk about those inopportune penalties, and that's one right there.
But at least it was first down. It wasn't third down. And
Under 1 minute left to play.
Ball to 24. Riley gets the play from the sideline.
I'd like a Pesic call right here. I really would.
Like to see a Pesic call or, you know, a counter, something to change it up here. 2 wide receivers to the near side. And they're going to snap it to Reynolds, and Reynolds gets back and goes down at the line of scrimmage.
25, Chase Reynolds.
Clock will roll. So it brings up second down and 12. Cats trying to keep that timeout in their pocket here. With 42 seconds to go, ball at the 26-yard line. See if they can cash in here, down by 4. And they're going to hand off Reynolds. And Reynolds gets into the secondary, the 20, 15, 10, to the house! Jace Reynolds, with 30 seconds to go in the ball game, puts the Cats up by 2. Unbelievable. Jace Reynolds, 25 yards out with the touchdown.
Number 25 for the Wildcats tonight has 280 yards rushing.
So 30 seconds to go, and Jace Reynolds, when you got a thoroughbred, you ride that thoroughbred, and the Cats have done it tonight, and he's answered the bell with 31 carries for 280 yards. 28-26, Cats by 2, and the extra point is going to be no good.
Number 33, Norris Vance, the junior.
And that means we're going to have a kickoff with 30 seconds to go, and the Cats leading by 2. This is when I just kick it straight down the middle as far as I can, Gary.
No, I kick it out of bounds. We did that one time against Raytown, and it went for 6.
I do remember
We
this.
kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, too. Make it from their own 35-yard line. Jace Reynolds with the touchdown. Is that his second or third tonight?
His second. Pesic's got 2. He's got 2.
So Pesic and Reynolds with 2 touchdowns apiece. 28-26 the score. Cats up by a pair with 30.2 seconds to go in the ball game. Kickoff is coming up, brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb. Young's Tire and Wheel Center. The touchdown was brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to give you that just right touch on your car when it needs fixed. 30 seconds to go in the ball game, and the Cats up by 2.
30 seconds to go. 1 timeout left for Lafayette. That's a lot of time, as many yards as they've been eating up with passes. You know, and I don't know how we're going to play it. If we're going to play it soft, you know how that goes. You play it soft and they eat up yards. The big thing is they really don't. I don't think they've got a field goal kicker, so they're going to have to get 6. So they're going to have to go from wherever it starts.
And Henderson's up there in the middle, and you saw him coming out a little gingerly. He's been rode tonight like a thoroughbred as well, and they kick it back to about the 10-yard line. And is that May? He's trying to get some speed, and he's going to try to get to the outside and get out of bounds at about the 28-yard line with 21.5. You'll take that. 10 seconds off the clock and 70 yards to go. You got to think realistically. You got to get at least 50 for a shot at a field goal.
So 1st and 10.
And even if you get there, if you get 50 yards, that's still a 38-yard field goal for a high school kid with a game on the line. So 21.9 to go. Cats in prevent defense. They've got at least 3, 4, 5 guys 10 yards off the ball here. Now they're going to step in a little bit here. I mean, this is one of those situations you don't want to give them too much space, like you said, because they can make moves.
They've got speed and they've got quickness, and that is always scary from a team that you're giving a lot of space to.
Saunders back there. He's going to roll out, and the Cats take him down at the 15.
Timeout.
Huge play by the Wildcats right there. Ethan Murray with the sack. And the Lafayette with 15 seconds to go on 2nd down and 20 is going to have to use a timeout with 15.2 to go in the ball game.
That's huge.
Woo! I'm telling you what, we got the game of the week, I think, here. It's been a back-and-forth battle. It's been a seesaw battle. The Cats have had adversity. Lafayette's had adversity, and everybody's answered the bell so far.
They have, and it's been fun to watch. It really has been fun to watch. Two teams battling, and we said it was going to be a gut check in the fourth quarter. Lafayette answered the bell when they scored their touchdown, but then Harrisonville came back with a 80-yard, 6-play touchdown drive, which left 30 seconds on the clock. So both teams answered the bell when they needed to. Just Lafayette doesn't have a whole lot of time. But 15 seconds, the game's not over until
that final whistle is gone, or the final horn blows. 3 wide receivers, 2 your right, 1 to your left. Pistol formation, Saunders and Henderson in the backfield on 2nd down and long. Looking to throw, they throw it in the flat for a screen pass, and Henderson gets out of bounds with 8 seconds to go. And I want to tell you right now, I am still 8 seconds to go. You get a hook and lateral on the first game of the year. Anything can happen. We talk about the adversity that there's been both teams in this game. 3 weeks of practice. Most people didn't have any summer programs. I talked about it in the third quarter. It's been a limited playbook for Harrisonville, but a lot of that is brought on by the fact that they've only been in business for 3 weeks, so to speak. So not a ton of different plays, plus it's a non-conference opponent. All these things going into play here. 8 seconds to go. It's 28-26, 2-point lead for the Cats. Trying to run this one out. They throw it down the sideline, and they're going to pitch it back. Up in the air is Henderson, and he throws it backwards.
And that's it.
And that'll do it. Harrisonville comes from behind on the back of Jace Reynolds and his 280-yard touchdown. Touchdowns on the game, 2 touchdowns, 280 yards. What an amazing game for the first night of Friday Night Lights. We're going to look forward. We're going to look forward to seeing you. Here's another interesting thing. I don't know if the screen's still on, but you don't have a post-game handshake line. You just kind of got to wave at your opponents. And that's another crazy thing anyway. So the Cats hold on for a victory, 28-26. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with our post-game show brought to you by our post-game headquarters, Forged by Fire. Go celebrate the Wildcats tonight. We want to thank everybody out there at Forged who joined us tonight as well. Final score, 28-26. We'll be back after this.
Competition between teammates makes for a stronger and better team. Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance and Cameron Chenoweth of American Family Insurance were both Wildcats on the field. Now they are competitors off the field. They know that you have many choices for insurance, so they're teaming up to offer free auto, home, and life insurance quotes. Call Lacey at 816-380-2700 or Cam at 816-380-3996 and get started on your new insurance quote today.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. And as always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats. A community always needs a group to help promote the small businesses in its town. Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce does this for Harrisonville. Chamber Golf Tournament, Log Cabin Festival, and monthly meetings. The Chamber events are plentiful and a great way for your business to be seen. Go to harrisonvillechamber.com or watch the weekly Chamber chat for more Chamber happenings.
We all have a checklist when it comes to getting car care. No matter what is on your list, convenience, knowledge, affordability, friendliness, Colby's Car Clinic has you covered. Convenience is being right here in Harrisonville and taking care of all car care problems. From an oil change to tires and everything in between, it's your only stop. Knowledge is covered with having an ASE certified master technician. Affordability means they will work with you to not break your budget. And friendliness greets you each time you walk in the door as they treat you like an old friend. Go see Colby and the gang right behind O'Reilly's in the Big Blue Building.
The things you see on a Friday Night Lights with 250 people in the stands, besides an amazing football game, you got the praying mantis rolling down the side as well. Just so crazy, different atmosphere and things tonight. But the bottom line, the Cats start the season 1-0 for the first time in a few years with a victory 28-26 over St. Joe Lafayette. Give St. Joe Lafayette all the credit in the world. They had a great game plan tonight. They just came up just short. Cats rode that thoroughbred. We talked about it. Jace Reynolds, 31 carries, 280-plus yards. Gary will give me the official stats here in a few minutes. So it has been a fun night. Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generational Wildcats, Heltz Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need one roll of sod, a scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020. Set up a quote for a new sod installation. Heltz Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays. Welcome into the postgame show, brought to you by Wildcat Postgame Headquarters, Forged by Fire. Head on over for a postgame appetizer and celebrate the Wildcats. Gary's wrapping up his totals over there. I'm going to go ahead and tell you my max effort player of the game, brought to you by Max Ford of Harrisonville. I think it's a no-brainer here tonight. Jace Reynolds, over 200 yards, a couple of touchdowns, close to 300 yards, nevertheless. On the night, he is our player of the game. We'll talk about the teammate of the game here in a few minutes as well, and want to give a shout out to the official outfitter of the Wildcats. That is C Squared Custom Embroidery and Screen Printing out of Clinton. Give them a call to outfit your crew today. C Squared. Cindy hooked us up with some nice new polos, black polos, white polos, and a black jacket. And they're great. We wore the black ones tonight. I don't know if that was Chad's greatest accomplishment of the week, deciding to wear black polos on week 1 when it's 9,417 degrees. However, it's been a fun one. The Cats get a victory. Gary's going to come in here and talk about some post-game stats. Gary, take it away.
Okay. When you look at it, it was a seesaw battle. I'm going to give the totals first. Harrisonville had 350 yards rushing and 31 yards passing. That was led by none other than Chase Reynolds with 32 carries for 280 yards. Also, Pesic had 3 carries for 33. Ward had 3 carries for 21. Vance had 3 carries for 12. And Riley had, and this includes sacks, 8 carries for 4. Receiving, Vance had 2 receptions for 21 yards. Ward had 1 catch for 4 yards, and I think I put the wrong yardage on that one. So that ended up with, like I said, 381 total offensive yards. We had possession 26 minutes and 30 seconds of the game, so we controlled the clock as well to their 21:30. For St. Joe Lafayette, they had 339 yards total offense, 29 coming from rushing, 143 from passing. Rushing, Henderson had 33. McCreary had one, and then a couple of negatives on some losses. I'm going to have to grab because I didn't have the names on the passing side. So Reed ended up with 2 catches for 10 yards. Oliver ended up with 4 catches for 62 yards. May ended up with the most. He had 7 catches for 108 yards. He led the team in receiving. Henderson also had 6 catches for 71 yards. And Reed had 2 catches for 48 yards, and then a few other miscellaneous catches. Scoring, going to go in the order of scoring. It'll give you an idea of how it went back and forth, especially in the second half. Harrisonville scored first with 6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first, with a 2-yard touchdown run by Pesic, made it 8-0. Then Lafayette came back, had a 59-yard pass reception by May with 1:51 left in the first, made the score 8-7. Then, with 6 minutes and 8 seconds in the second, May also caught an 11-yard touchdown pass, and conversion was good on both, made it 14-8. Then in the second, right before half, Reynolds had a 37-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion by Vance was good, made the score at halftime 16-14. No scoring in the third quarter at all. And then in the fourth quarter, with 10:29 left in the fourth quarter, the 1-yard touchdown run by Henderson made it 20-16. Then with 9:27 left, Pesic had a 29-yard touchdown run. Conversion was not good, made it 22-20 Harrisonville. Then came back again. Lafayette had a 19-yard touchdown pass reception by Oliver with 4:13 left in the fourth. The conversion was not good, and that made it 26-22. And then with 30.2 seconds left, Reynolds had the 26-yard touchdown run. Conversion was not good, and that made the final score 28-26. Wonderful game. Like I said, no scoring in the third. 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and that was kind of the gut check we were talking about. Somebody had to score, and they kept, giving punches back and forth. Harrisonville just did it at the right time with such little time left, and they came out victorious. Game number 1 of the season. Hopefully we're going to have 10+. But it's wonderful to be back up here in the booth. It's wonderful. We had 400+, maybe 450 people listening. Hopefully Lafayette enjoyed the game as much as we did. I know they came out on the losing end, but I hope they enjoyed our production with it and got to see their young men play football and really work hard to try to win a ball game.
They definitely got that program going in the right direction. They played hard the entire game. They were very well mannered. There wasn't a lot of late hits, a lot of talking trash back and forth. And, that's another interesting tidbit. There's a couple times I can hear the coaches on the sideline because there's not very many people here. That's something you don't normally hear. So I'm sure that there was some coaches in the pregame that were like, guys, you can't be jawing as loud as you normally do out there because people are going to be able to hear that. But it's been a unique night. It's been a crazy night, but the best part of the whole night is we got to do it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's, football's back in high school. Love it. And going to enjoy every high school game that we have this year. Going to enjoy every bit of it.
Absolutely. So, final score, 28-26. Cats are going to run into a great opponent next week and a hungry opponent.
Oh, absolutely.
Maryville got beat 51-8 tonight over Blair Oaks. They're going to be ready next week. And now this is where you get to start adding more in for your offense and your defense. And, you have to be vanilla early on. And they may not show very much more next week because in the grand scheme of things, that game does not mean anything next week. You want your guys healthy coming into conference because, again, I think this conference is going to be a dogfight this year. You add 2 new teams in Clinton and Center, not to mention Warrensburg's going to be tough. You know that Odessa's going to be good. Oak Grove put it on somebody tonight. I thought they were supposed to play Lawson, but it said Bowling Green is who they played, so maybe they picked up on a last-minute opponent. I don't know how that all went down. Bottom line is the Cats have got their work cut out for them this year.
Well, and, we were very weak on our defensive pass defense, and so you're going to kind of wonder because last I knew with Maryville likes to run the ball, and we played very strong run defense tonight. So it's going to be curious how Maryville plays that part of it, because when they only ended up with 29 yards rushing, now they had close to 20 rushes for the night. So, we were weak on defensive secondary, and I think that's probably going to be shored up a lot this week with Coach Lockett. But our defensive run game was very good tonight, and so it's going to be interesting how Maryville decides to play it. And obviously, we did what got us here. I mean, on the back of a junior this year, going to be great to have him back next year.
And then you're going to add a second one in the backfield probably next year. Yeah. And then people are going to be like, seriously? You got rid of this one that had 6,000 rushing yards?
When did the Reynolds stop is what some people are going to say, because I think there was, maybe another Reynolds a year or so ago.
And he may have ran for a couple of touchdowns because of me last year. Nevertheless, it's been fun. We're back in action. We'll see you next Friday night in Maryville. We're just so glad to be back. We could sit up here and talk all night because, we don't have anything else to do.
No, and, but I think Jerry, for some reason, who's been up here most of the day trying to get set up, is probably ready to go home. And he's shaking his head yes. So I think
I haven't got the text from Angela that said
shut up.
Exactly. So again, your final score tonight, 28-26. Wildcats win it in a wild year. 2020 has been a wild year, and it was a wild game, so what do you expect? 28-26 is your final score. Wildcats win by 2. They travel up to Maryville. We'll have that game next Friday night on 4Ts as well. For Larissa Lamb, for Jerry Forschler, for Gary Davidson, I'm Chad Grammer saying good night from Harrisonville. We'll see you next Friday night in Maryville.